Hello, hello. Welcome to the Valafair pre-show, after show, before the end show, whatever you want to call it. We're just going to talk about the reveals, take our guesses on what what's going to be revealed tonight on with Tony Roberts of Analog Toys, and just have some fun. And I'm joined today with my buddy Embargo.
Hey.
Welcome. Welcome. And also Neil from Yesterland Toys.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How's it going? We got a very small chat because I'm a brand new channel, so we'll just chat as we go.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
So what have y'all thought of Valafair so far?
I can't believe there's still another night of stuff that we've got to see. Plus, we still got Joe Fest coming up. I mean,
I know, right?
More than Hasbro's shown in for G.I. Joe in, what, 3 months, 6 months?
How's it going, Ratface? Welcome back. How about you, Neil?
I mean, I was definitely blown away with the reveals with day one, and then day two, you know, all like I said, like the last time you had your video, is he just needs to keep a credit card on file because, I mean, at this point, it's like, oh man, either I've got to stop collecting a certain line and just focus all towards him, or, I'm gonna get broke real quick this year.
I know the feeling. Yeah. I'd just be afraid he'd drop so much at once, like Hasbro did in December.
Yeah,
right.
Killed my bank account.
Oh,
it was nuts. Well, we'll go through all the stuff and just kind of gradually talk about it. But between the two of y'all, Embargo, what was one of your favorite things revealed so far?
Honestly, that desert version of the Condor, I'm in love with that figure. That's such a sharp figure. I'm gonna have to pick up at least 3 just to keep as is, and then probably I don't know how many more for the parts, but
yeah, I'm the same way. It looks pretty cool. It'd be great to customize with it. Hello, Flint. Welcome. What about you, Neil?
Definitely Condor's on the list, right? I think just those heads, man, all those different heads for all doing all those different poses. I mean,
yeah, we're gonna show those. It's pretty awesome.
It's gonna be pretty rad.
Run to Nerdzoic and pick up another bunch of the ladies so I don't miss out on, because Eclipse is sold out on Valaverse and BBTS.
Oh, you weren't able to get it? Yeah, he was saying yesterday that he sold out immediately after the first show with Articulated Ninja.
Nerdzoic still had a couple, so I made sure. I was like, all right, I gotta grab one now, otherwise I'm gonna kick myself when those head packs come out.
All right. Well, my one of my favorites was the Warpath Eclipse. That thing just looks so cool. with that paint running down the face. I don't know if it was one of you two that I was talking to, but I definitely got to get 2 of those.
Yeah, I need at least 2.
Yeah, one to stay in the package.
To make that one the exclusive for Joe Fest.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Got David R in the chat saying hey, but it's not showing up on this screen, so I can't put it up yet. So I don't know. Anyway, but welcome, David. Glad you're here. All right, well, let's get to it. I'm gonna pull this up. First time using this, so hopefully I do this right. Yes. Woohoo!
Nice.
Success.
You got it.
Valafair 2023. Does it say slide 2 up here on the screen with you, or is that just me?
No, I don't see it.
No, that would be you presenting.
Okay, just checking. Well, we're gonna start with day 1, with the Series 3 continued. We're going to go through, just gradually talk about these, go over them. We'll start off with the new packs, which are awesome. I love all the gun packs, although I have most of them in their own box because I don't have enough figures to put it. So I got to buy a figure for every gun, but then I got to have it's just a continuous snowball. I don't know, but let's see the first one. Now, I personally am a noob when it comes to guns. I mean, I know the difference between a shotgun and hand pistol and a machine gun or something like that. But I mean, what each one does, I have no idea. I mean, I know they shoot. I mean, the silver one above the word Echo looks like Boba Fett's gun to me.
Yeah, the lever action, that one's really nice.
Yeah, I could just see Boba Fett just holding that on his side with his hand over it. It's like, that's pretty cool. Oh, we got a celeb in the house. Articulated Ninja.
Oh.
Welcome.
Hello, Ninja.
Didn't stay for long, but I made sure to hit that like button. Hope everyone is having a good day. We are, man, especially now that you came and stopped by. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right on, Articulated.
Yeah,
and if you ever want to come on the show, you're welcome to, bud. But what did y'all think of this first pack?
Oh, it's cool. It's definitely cool. That shotgun, like you said, that shotgun. And I love the smoke effects, right? Just takes it to a different level now, opposing when it comes to it.
It really does. Especially when you got them where they got the gun up like this and it smoke's just blowing in the wind. That is awesome.
I mean, I think for me, just the bipod, the two different bipods that you have now, just opens up so much more possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact what he was describing, that he took the shotgun shells and made them a separate piece so that they could get that paint done where it looks rounded and not sculpted in. That's such a great touch that, that's why I love Bobby's vision, because he's always thinking about that hyper realistic look to it. And he doesn't chimp out on it. Keith Knight in the house. Hello, chaps.
Hey, Keith.
Hey, Keith. How's it going, man?
Articulated Ninja. I appreciate that, guys. I'm glad we got green and red shells for that shoddy. Exactly.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot wait to get these in hand.
And I'm actually partial to revolvers. I've always loved revolvers. I'm a revolver guy. So anytime a revolver gets, released with a figure or, I like it. And his revolvers look pretty freaking slick. So
yeah, I need
that smoke effect coming out. It's going to look good.
Holsters, so we can have two revolvers come out, and
that's it.
Oh yeah. Now, one thing I do wish Bobby would add to these guns, and I saw something that someone made on eBay, but I hadn't purchased them yet. But straps for the guns. Maybe now that he's doing, which we'll get to later, where you got the straps on the ghillie suit.
The elastic,
maybe he can make an elastic thing that you can hook on the gun to, I don't know, something
like a sling, like make a sling or something.
Right.
That'd be cool. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I would love having that. We got Scott Hughes in the house.
Welcome, up, Scott?
Scott, no pressure, but if you wanted to come in here, you're welcome to, bud. I tuned in at exactly the right time, guns.
Yeah,
you can give us some perspective on these, because I don't know much about them at all. I know you point them and they go bang bang, and they look cool. unless they're coming at you. Let's see. Night. A lot of people saying hate each other. That's awesome. I love that. That's one of the great things about the chat that I love doing. Just talking to you guys when y'all are in chats, and
Yep.
it's real cool. It's a great community there. Okay,
Wow.
next slide. We got Foxtrot. Now we got the noisy cricket right here at the bottom.
Yeah. Been waiting for that.
Yeah.
Definitely been waiting for that.
Yeah,
I'm
that
on
could
the
have been its
mobile
own
and not at
panel
home.
itself, but
It's all good, Scott. Anytime, buddy. Hi, new to the stream, but yep, having gun straps to have an extra gun sling over the shoulder is nice. Yeah, there are some sold on eBay. I can't remember who sells them, but I got them in the watch folder, so I was debating buying some.
I'm sure you could
So-
probably find some on Etsy too.
David R is asking, are you guys going to Joe Fest Valicon? I will be there Saturday and Sunday.
Yep, I'm flying down Thursday and flying out on Sunday.
And I'm in the process of. We were originally supposed to go to. We're supposed to go on a cruise to Cabo, and unfortunately, I don't know if any of y'all seen, or we've got some family issues in the family with a friend of ours. Their kids, got cancer, and unfortunately, that event's been that trip's been canceled. So now I'm kind of shifting gears, and I'm looking at hopefully maybe hit Joe Fest, and then we're thinking about taking the kids to Orlando. So I'm fingers crossed. Hopefully that's the trip. So hopefully I'll be down there with y'all.
Nice.
Well, that'll be good. But I'll keep the family in prayer. But
Appreciate it, man. Every little bit helps.
Articulated Ninja bringing it back. That sniper is so badass, man. Can't wait to drop that 20 times. Drop it like it's hot.
Pump it. Run it over, whatever. I guarantee that thing ain't gonna break.
That thing is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite out of this Foxtrot box. Especially with that effect that you can put on the end of it.
Oh yeah. And
I have
I don't
Oh,
want to
go
get too far ahead, Drew, because I'm sure you'll probably talk about it, but how that's going to correspond with, I'm sure, what you're going to show coming down the line here in a little bit. That was probably one of the biggest things that I was waiting for, right? Was that sniper or that 50 cal, that Barrett to come out, because I've been envisioning that since the beginning, right? The troopers laying down on the ground, taking aim down, down range. So to see that finally come out, I was like, oh man, couldn't have come out at a better friggin' time.
Well, not only are you getting that, you're still getting everything else with the.
Oh, I know. I don't want to take away from everything else. There's great stuff in there.
Yeah.
But that Barrett, oh man, I was so stoked to see that.
I'm excited to get a new Swarm Yellow gun to swap up some of my Swarm Troopers.
Yeah.
Make them a little different. Maybe customize a Scarab and a Swarm Trooper together, make a Swarm Captain or something.
Oh yeah.
And that gun, switch it up on my shelf a little bit.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I have a friend that is an Army Ranger and who was overseas a lot, but he owns I'm not sure if it's this brand. Again, I don't know guns that well, but he had a sniper rifle that it was his personal one, and I went shooting with him, and I was probably about maybe 10 feet away from him. Maybe 10 yards. 10 yards is probably better. He did like a practice shot he put it on the ground. Something to calibrate. I don't know what he did. He's calibrated it where it shoots into the ground or something. When he did that, like where I was standing, I saw and felt the effect that concussion. I don't know what you call it. Whatever the effect hit me in the knees, and it didn't take me out, but it just felt like, good Lord, power coming off that gun. It was crazy.
Well, that sounds like it would have been a 50 cal, because I mean that sucker puts out a pretty damn good shockwave, when that thing fires.
Okay, that's the word I was looking for. I should know that. I'm a Transformers collector. I should.
So it sounds like a 50 cal.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know, but he sat there and he had a, those where they have power lines. It's all clear and it kind of waves up and down.
Yeah.
He had a target a mile down, and he was like shooting it. He was laying on the ground practice shooting, and he was like, bang, and then a second later you hear ding, bang, ding, bang. Ding! He was hitting as it was swinging back around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was like, that's awesome. Flint saying my dad was a sniper in the Canadian Army. That's pretty cool. By the way, that sniper rifle is a Barrett MA2A150 BMG. Its main purpose is anti-material gun. So it basically dissolves things it hits.
Pretty much.
I thought it'd be a BFG.
Right.
Articulated Ninja says, I am excited to meet everyone at Joe Fest. Damn, Drew, that's an amazing yellow swarm behind you. Thank you, man. Yeah, I reset it. I took all the Masters of the Universe stuff down behind me. Let me see if I can pop. Oh, I got the whole screen. Whoa, went too far. Sorry.
Close your eyes, everybody.
Close your eyes. Hold on. I went full screen and it messed me up. I was trying to go full screen on just me. Here, let me do this for a second. Remove. Let's go to just me. There we go. Yeah, I got the swarm on one side. I tried to set up everything where my Motu stuff was so that I just have a cool display behind me, and then on the back shelves I put the box stuff and the comic books, and I got the novel right here. So
very
all
cool.
up here is the whole set of comic books, the tin can, the box, autographed Pandora, autographed Sergeant Slaughter, and then all the figures I've been able to get so far, including the Kickstarter. It's hard to figure out when you're looking at a screen where things are. I think that is the Kickstarter Gold Head.
Oh, wow.
So
amazing. Nice collection, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out a way to get mine behind me, but best I could do is I'm looking at it right here. So,
and I apologize for sitting in my kitchen because unfortunately I had internet issues and couldn't get my stuff to reset. So I had to get closer to my wireless router instead of my boosters for some reason. So that's why you're looking at me in the kitchen. I would have had all my stuff set up. So I apologize.
And it looked amazing too. But you can see him on future streams, either on his channel or when he's back on here. He'll have it all up. It's an awesome display. Scott Hughes says the reason the gun you experienced, Drew, was so concussive. That's another word I was trying to think of. Is that it most likely had a muzzle brake that redirected the blast to counteract the muzzle flip. Okay. See, this is why you're here, man, to educate me. And
that's what I was going to say, man. Scott's the man to educate us on this stuff.
He really is. He really is. Thanks, Scott, for the sniper info. Ninja, I can't wait to hang out in Augusta. I can't wait to hang out with all of you guys.
That should be a
Okay.
fun time. We're gonna have to get a separate booth just for everybody that's gonna wants to hang out at the Valafair.
We're gonna have to, man.
Fit in.
We got to start a pre-hangout.
I know. I'm gonna repeat what I said on that test stream that we did last week. Was it last week? I can't remember. But yeah, got to convince Bobby to buy another section of space and just leave it completely empty, just for all of us to hang out in.
Yeah.
And just so we're not in front of his table, so he can actually make sales. We'll just sit over there, like the Vala corner.
Yeah,
kind of have like a green room in a sense next to his booth, and we can all hang out. And
right, he goes, "Yeah, you guys go over there. I'm trying to make a sale, please."
That's right. I got a business to run.
Stop drooling all over the merchandise.
That's right.
All right, let's move on to the next gun. Okay, there it is. I don't know what it's called, except
minigun.
freaking awesome.
It's a minigun. So let me ask you. I'll ask each of you. When you saw it, who did you ideal holding that gun immediately? And I'll tell you who mine was.
Well, my first thought was Roadblock, obviously, but on Valaverse, the Action Force, I would say probably Trigger or Sergeant Slaughter.
My man, that's what I thought. I thought Trigger as soon as I saw it. Just especially when he's gonna have that screaming or that trigger head.
Oh yeah. True.
It's gonna be so freaking badass.
See, with the hat turned around, I like the gun he has, but yeah, with the hat flipped normal and the sunglasses on top of that screaming head that we'll get to later on.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be so friggin' cool.
Yeah, I remember him showing this at Joe Fest last year, or Valicon, sorry. Actually, at that time it was still called Joe Fest, so I could still call it Joe Fest. But yeah, he showed that during the panel, and the whole room freaked out.
Yep, I've got a kit bash on my top shelf that he's got a Gridiron M60 right now. That thing's getting thrown away, and he's getting that minigun.
The 13th Prince asked, didn't Bobby tease a big dude model? Yes, he did, and I will talk about that in a little bit because I pulled that picture too. So stay tuned.
A quick little shout out to the 13th Prince. He just started subscribing to my channel. So hey man, I appreciate that. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it.
Likewise, dude. Likewise. Same goes for me. That's an XM556 Micro. Scott, how do you know so much about guns? That's one thing I don't know about you. You are an expert. If I need to know something about a gun, I'm just gonna message you.
For real.
But yeah, that's my favorite out of the line. I do love the again the shotgun shells painted red and
silver shotgun sharp,
gold or bronze or whatever color that is. It just looks really good. Oh, he's a gunsmith.
It accents it beautifully.
Scott's a gunsmith.
Oh, cool.
You're a gun guru.
Even better.
13th Prince, you're welcome, guys. Articulated Ninja pretty much brought me to the awesome toy groups. Yeah, Articulated Ninja has like stealthily just come in everywhere. Like I never even saw many of his videos before, and then all of a sudden it's just everywhere, and I'm like, you are a ninja.
Exactly. He flew in under the misty night into the channels, you know.
Like you sneak up and you're like, whoa, where'd you come from? Whoa.
That's right. And his content's awesome, right? That editing style, his figure. Oh man, awesome.
It's fresh. It's very, there's nothing else out there right now like that.
Yeah, and he gets down to the not emotion of it, but the that I don't know, that mental detail of why you love a figure, or you know what you see when you look at that figure and you're holding it in your hand. He's able to articulate that so well, like
He's
a
like
ninja.
very suave with his
He's like an
tone.
articulated ninja.
He's like an articulate, right?
I
Exactly.
Didn't know what the
finally get the
articulated
name.
That's right.
Speaking of which, Scott is like a gun posted Pokedex, a gun dex. Am I saying that right? Y'all there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I say that right? I don't know.
Poke that.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think I've ever heard those words before. So
Okay, good. It's not
I'm
just
sorry
me.
if they reference guns or military. I apologize.
Articulated
No,
ninja. I'm from
Pokemon,
Georgia. You have to
game.
slow it down for me.
That's right. Yes.
You're welcome, bud. All right, let's get back to the guns. All right, we're gonna move on from the last box and go to the Desert and Riot Trooper female. You all call them bucks. I always say bodies, but I hear people say bucks. What does that mean?
It's
I've
like
always wanted to know.
sculpt, yeah, I think.
Okay. I know Articulated Ninja got really excited about Blue Female. I think Tony got really excited about the Tan Female. So,
Yeah.
to me, I love them both. They're awesome. I can't wait for the packs that they announced too, which we'll go over in a minute. But do y'all like having these new?
So I'm gonna be a little honest here. I'm gonna be a little honest.
I always want you to be honest.
I was skeptical in the beginning with not the main character female line with these, and it was hard. And I'm not trying to diss women here in any way by being in the military. I thank all the women that serve everything. So don't get me wrong here. I just didn't see them. I was having a hard time envisioning them alongside battle. Right. And I'm not saying they can't, but I was just having a hard time envisioning it. But then after seeing them with like the weapons packs and stuff like that, it brought it all into a whole different perspective for me. And I know I sound sexist, so ladies, I'm sorry, I don't mean it that way, but now it completes it. So I think they look awesome. And shame on me for thinking that way to begin with, but they look gorgeous.
We got a celebrity in the house.
Oh,
I'm no celebrity,
sir.
Welcome.
Not a celebrity.
Michael.
No, Drew invited me to jump in the show whenever I could. I wasn't sure when I was going to get done with all this B-roll for this video I'm working on, and I got done, and you guys are still live, so I thought I'd just jump in and hang out with you guys, for a little bit. And first of all,
I apologize.
No, don't apologize. I'm bleeding, man.
You.
I'm bleeding. You hurt me. I'm bleeding.
There's a scroll button on the StreamYards that scrolls down, and so you were just off camera. off of the screen, so I never even saw you pop in.
I was really enjoying the fact that it was like, I wonder how long it'll take him to notice. Like, no, but I first of all, I just want to say hi to Embargo again. I haven't seen you since Iconicon, so it's good to actually interact with you in person. Drew, you and I think are going to see each other at Toylanta, right?
Yeah, I'm that's the 24th or 25th. I can't remember. That Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. That's Saturday. Yep.
I'm planning on being there.
Okay. Good deal.
God willing.
And Yesterland Toys, it's nice to finally connect with you. So,
hey, Michael, how you doing, man?
Good to see you. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm doing well.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the conversation. And now I'm up to speed, cruising speed on the highway. Let's continue. Sorry.
Yeah, we're just having a chat about all the cool stuff that was revealed on when he was with you and with Articulated Ninja, and And so, yeah, it's a.
I'm gonna
What's
have
your
a
take
hard-
on these girls?
I'm going to have a hard time not buying a ton of the desert female and male troopers because I have this thing about khaki. I have this thing about desert adventure. And I think it's going to be a great group of figures to have, for like not just photos, but just for display. I really, really like what they've done with the desert stuff. I like the blue stuff just fine. What I call Ninja Gaiden Ryu. I like that just fine, but I really like the desert stuff. So,
well, my issue is not only do I buy 4 or 5 of them just for themselves, then I got to get one and switch them with the other gear pack, so I have all the different combinations.
Yeah. Do we all enjoy being broke? That's the question. I don't know.
Again, we got to start a subscription.
Yeah, I might end up going back to my childhood days where I had one stormtrooper and I had one biker scout and I had one, I had one Hoth soldier. Like it might be that just to say I've collected them all, but I don't know. Like I'm gonna want several of the desert troopers in both male and female, but I don't know beyond that. What can my display shelves reasonably take? Because after a while, the novelty of having, because people tell you, they're like, oh, you can rotate things out and display different things at different times. And it's like, do we really do that? Are we really museum curators? Most of the time, our extra stuff never gets swapped out and just sits in boxes somewhere. So I want to make sure that whatever I buy going forward is going to be displayed where I can enjoy it. Which means I'm looking at you, Chuck Norris Karate Commandos. You are expendable. I'm coming for you. I might get rid of you, So I already got rid of the Bionic 6 shelf. So
I have one Chuck Norris Karate Commando that I got with a lot. It is beat to heck. Looks like it had whiteout put on some of the stuff with like a kid had done.
Right.
It might. Well, you can't see anything right now because of the comics I got up there on display. But yeah, it's the only one I've ever owned. I know that's one toy line I did not collect growing up, but I did like Chuck Norris. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah. You
I never even
don't ever say out loud you don't like Chuck Norris. He'll hear you. Like don't.
Right.
Do that. So.
I only got 2 in my line. I've got him. He's got the orange vest, and then
he's hit me with his thought.
Right, that's right.
Is Zoe in the chat? Holy
Zoe?
crap! Holy crap! Zoe's in the chat.
I enjoy being broke, but I enjoy the joy on Michael's face.
She's been sitting watching the reveals with me and just been like rolling her eyes. Like, oh, there's my next paycheck.
Zoe, I want you to know, did you hear what I just said? I talked about moderation. I talked about thinking about display space. I talked about maybe not going overboard. I said those things out loud. So next time we see each other, remember that. Like, I'm the voice of reason. Like,
Zoe, pleasure to meet your avatar.
Right.
She says, "Hey, Michael."
Zoe was awesome. I loved meeting her last year. So,
Scott Hughes says the one thing we haven't seen yet is a proper American Southeast or Northwest woodland camo. Since we got the ghillie suit, now it really needs to happen. So we just need.
So
we need a little pine.
Fingers crossed.
He wants deer hunters. Is what he wants.
Hey, he said we could get a figure with the ghillie suit. That's what my fingers are crossed for.
Need to blend into all the pine trees.
Scott wants some deer hunters. Is what he wants. When Action Force isn't fighting the swarm, they're like, we're gonna take the weekend, get up in the deer stand, see if we can come back with some bucks. Like,
And he says, and to continue my trend, because he's the gun guru. Those 2 guns are the MP7 for the Blue Trooper and the CZ Scorpion on the Desert Trooper. Let me bring that back up. Okay.
Yep.
See, to me, that was black outline of Uzi and then black outline of almost Uzi. Again, I know nothing of guns. So just think of pew, pew.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
totally
if those
appreciate
aren't
that
bull
the
pups,
builder
then
is
they're little
gun.
pups. There's something.
So he says there's no self-control. Oh, I'm loving this. Makes me mad I haven't streamed before.
Oh, streaming can be a joy. It can also be a, enter this crickets sound effect where you're kind of going, okay, I think I've run out of things to say, but I've only been talking for 25 minutes. If you go back through some of the live streams I've done and you get to know me pretty well, like in person, you can actually watch my face change subtly as I try to stretch for another hour on. It's happened very rarely, but it happens where it's like, oh, I got nothing else to really say, and we've only been here 25 minutes, so
I'll just if I
Yeah.
get to that point, I'll just like get off camera and say, okay, just look at my room while I'm thinking of something to say.
Yeah, just start doing the fake I'm walking down the stairs behind the couch. Yeah.
That's right.
Scott Hughes says the only difference between deer hunters and New Colonia is that deer don't shoot back.
I'm trying to think which faction he's talking. Like, is he like, because the way he phrased that, it'd be really funny to envision deer shooting back at deer hunters right now. Like, it's like is it the new colonial deers that don't shoot back, or is it the deers that don't shoot back? I want to know what your experiences have been, Scott, because if a deer shot back at you recently, we need to talk about your mental health, or possibly there's a serial killer in the woods. So
I'm gonna pull this down for a minute because Zoe has a comment. Although I hate how the bank account looks, I will say that this line is one of the most inclusive and diverse lines I've seen. I know all the guns. I mean, I have one of my own. So my students see representation of themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bobby really wanted to, from what I understand, he liked how G.I. Joe looked in the 80s. Like, it was the most organically representative line in the 80s, and it never like made a big deal out of it. It was just like, this is how the world is. And so like you take that and you apply it now, and he's putting these waves out, and he's just making sure that, anybody who loves toys will have something that appeals to them within the line, which I don't see any problem there. So yeah.
I respect that.
But I also want to give Zoe some advice that Embargo won't necessarily appreciate, but you can always work the pressure on the dam very, very subtly and eventually convince him that Action Force may be the only toy line worth having, and he might sell the rest of his stuff.
I'm actually getting there. I've got rid of most of my vintage. I've got select Marvel Legends, and I'm still on classified, but I don't army build classified. It's
right. Most
of it goes to Valafair. So
yep.
Yeah, it's a problem for me. I collect way too many things. It's
I've had to narrow it down. I've had to literally narrow it down. For one, I don't have the space anymore, and two, it's just.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. That's fine, Mike. It's just I had to literally tell myself, okay, you got to stop. Stick with what you love, what's dear to your heart, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm getting to that process where, or that inflection point where I started with Bionic 6, where it was like, I've done the videos, I've done the retrospectives. These things don't have a lot of emotional attachment for me at all. It was good to do the videos. They're out there. Now I need to kind of let this stuff go. And I've now gotten to the mental stage where I want to whittle down, like you said, to like my 6 favorite franchises. Like, those are the ones that I'll keep my stuff from, and everything else is kind of open for the chopping block. Like I could probably let a lot of that go. And but the caveat there is I want to get my thoughts and my content done for it before I let it go. Right. So like, for example, I've got I've got all this Batman animated series stuff from Kenner that I collected almost 10 years ago to do this video that is now the new Bionic 6 in joke. When is Batman coming now? It's like it's coming soon. But once I get that video done, will I want to keep all that stuff? Not because I don't love Batman the animated series, but do I want that stuff taking up space in my life?
Right.
So, you know, which then makes me, yeah.
I do.
Oh, well, you've got your own 6 franchises that are tops, right? So like, I would keep
60 franchises. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
so like I've decided that I'm going to keep as definites: Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Tomb Raider, Robin Hood, Voltron, and what was the last one I chose? There was one more. See, I can't even remember what it is. But those were kind of the ones where I thought, okay, I'll hang on to them no matter what. Everything else might be up for grabs. Like it might actually, yeah. So I'm gonna be quiet now. Just gonna be quiet.
I was trying to.
No, that's good.
What would it be? What would that 6th one be?
I'm trying to remember what it was. I know I decided it at the time.
Did you say Robin Hood?
I've already said Robin Hood. Robin Hood stuff sticking around because I don't even call that a franchise. That's a legend. So, trying to remember. Oh, that's what it was. I'm not getting rid of my Kylie Minogue stuff. That's what it was. So that's number 6.
That's considered one. Okay.
Not really toy line. It's just more of a collection of things that I don't want to, you know.
So that means there's a 6th spot still available for some.
True. Maybe the first to middle years of G.I. Joe might stick around. Although that does include the flag, and I'm not as emotionally attached to the flag. Like the flag takes up a lot of real estate, and I would be happy at some point in the future to let that go. Once I'm done, if I think I'm done making like retro toy videos about G.I. Joe, you know? So.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Melinda got me this chair because my other chair was like messing up my back. And then I was just sitting in card table chairs, and the card table chairs broke the plastic mat so you can roll around. They splintered it because they were, because it's meant for wheels. So Melinda was like, "I'm getting you a new chair." So now I have this like Emperor Palpatine chair.
Yeah, I got one of those similar to what you have by your TV, and after like my computer's set up on my TV, so I don't have like a computer station,
right?
So like I'm looking at my TV right now, and the camera's right here, so
yeah,
like, I can move it, but I have to be careful not to just get comfy because I'm just like I can rock. And I'm just like I look unprofessional and weird like that, so I'm like constantly sitting up just so I look like I'm presenting myself for the camera.
There's no professional standard when it comes to toy community live stream backgrounds.
Oh, good.
There's that what most viewers what most viewers care about is that background you've got right there. It's he's one of us.
I need to be like this then.
That's just showing off the hairline you brag about, which, whatever.
I don't brag about it.
No, I'm saying it's a braggable hairline. You have a hairline that can be bragged about.
I'm just happy to have hair. Oh, sorry, Neil.
Neil, remember, ever since Patrick Stewart captained the Enterprise and then Jason Statham showed up, you have nothing to be ashamed of.
They did make it cool.
True.
They flipped the paradigm on that big time. So
be grateful that you all have yours.
Well, I think it's be grateful if you're on one end or the other. What sucks is being in the middle,
right?
Where you have just enough hair that you think maybe I can still pull it off because you don't want to let it go, but not enough that you commit to letting it go. And then you're in that like weird area where you kind of look like Smeagol when the ring is like rotting him away, like you're kind of, and then you're just playing Warcraft all the time. Like, yeah, like you don't want that stage. You want to be either on one side or the other side.
I was fortunate, man. I lost it young, so I've been bald for over 20 some years now.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I just said, screw it. Let's just shave it.
Yeah.
Scott Hughes comments Michael needs to open every live stream with his back to the camera in that chair with the lights low and those red accent lights, then slowly turn around like the Emperor. I'll one up that. Get one of your cats. And just be,
Oh,
Just like
from
Blofeld.
Inspector Gadget.
Hello, Mr. Bond.
the Al Bundy sitting posture. Yeah. All right, let's get back to the. Okay. We got like 3 streams to cover here. We're still in the first one. All right, we got the Desert Gear Pack, the Delta Gear Pack, and the Spec Ops Gear Pack. Loving all 3 female versions of what we've had, plus quite a few extra smoke effects, some cool pew-pews, and yeah.
Well, not
What do y'all
only are
think
you
about
getting
this?
the regular pistol, you're getting the slide version of it as well for the Delta and Spec Ops.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That is true. Wow.
And I wanted to bring that up. What's your guys' thoughts on it? On the slide back, the recoil design. I was kind of skeptical at first. I go, are they going to slide? Are they on a little plastic rail? You can close them and all that. But I get it. I get the blast back effect and all that. And then I wondered, like, well, at some point, and it'll be so small and so minute, it probably could never happen, but a little shell coming out, you know what I mean? I don't know if we're stretching it there by doing that, but
maybe Bobby can make the smoke effect at the very tip of it, have a bullet like flinging through the air.
Something. It would have to be molded into the gun, clearly. You know.
I like the fact that he's doing that. As far as I know, it's a maybe it's a 6-inch scale first. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but it's the first time I've seen it.
Same.
My question is, I'm trying to visualize what kind of pose the figure would be taking with that. Like what, how would that work its way into a, obviously if like you said, if the shell's coming out, but otherwise it's like the gun's empty. And I'm not criticizing Bobby for it. There would be great ways to do that. Like I think the way I visualize it, and this is the one thing I can see is, and it comes from my Tomb Raider background, is you would have a character with 2 guns that are already empty and they're up like this in their hands with the smoke coming out. Like they've just finished 2 mags.
Yeah, that's what I meant earlier. Something similar to that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see a pose where like someone's like
cocking, like loading a mag in.
Or,
that's true. Yeah.
Or if anyone's doing like an animated stop animation or something, it'd be cool to have that effect. But I mean, I'm 50-50 on stuff like that because I'm like, it's cool and it's great to have the option. But when it's like part of, like, I mean, with this set, it's different. But like, if it's like one of the two, like if there are 2 different versions in a pack with a figure, then that means the cost goes up. And I'm like, I'm never going to use that. I'm going to have the regular gun. So that's the other 50% of me is like, kind of like the talk of art. Everything's going in a drawer, and I'm going to have them posed like this. So
sure.
I use it for one figure, but for all of them.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm done. That was it.
If there was a way to like you guys were just saying, like maybe simulate a shell coming out or something with the blast effect, that would be really cool to have like one gun that's already slid back into place for the next bullet, but the other gun they're holding is in mid-fire, so it's like it's boom and then boom, boom,
cool.
boom. That would be pretty neat. This gun's got a little bit of smoke coming out, but it's ready to go again. This gun's firing off a round. See, the more we talk through it, the more it starts to make sense.
Exactly. And the other, what I started thinking too, is if you did like a side profile, like you're punching out, you're punching out, you're shooting. You got the flash at the end, the muzzle flash, and then you got like the blood effect on whoever you're shooting, right? And if you had that close enough, or with a little bit distance proximity, you can make that whole scene come together, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to see some really impressive stuff with the.
Oh yeah, big
photographers.
time.
Mhm.
I mean, he's already got what we were talking about earlier with the gun shells coming out the side here, which is pretty cool. So
Mhm.
it is on his
Hey.
on his mind.
Drew, you mind going back real quick to the weapons packs, or the? No. I'm
Which
sorry.
one?
Go for it with the backpacks and all that. And I wanted to bring something up, Michael. You had touched on it. I think it was it yesterday about the unisons and like the how the military uniform everybody matches right in the unit. And I was doing a little creeping this morning in those GI Joe classified groups, and I caught a couple comments. Sorry, not comments.
Yeah.
Comments where I saw some guys already, I'm getting tired of seeing the same repetitive stuff, right? It's the same thing in this color and this. That doesn't even follow like what the military is like. And then I couldn't believe what I was reading, right? And I saw a couple guys chime in on it, and I didn't mean to get away from it, but to those guys that are talking that way or people, they clearly don't understand how the military works in the uniform setup. They're so stuck in that Joe image of everything is so different within the line that I think they really think in their head that's how the military looks. Everybody's just mixed and matched with all kinds of crap because
no, you can have a talking parrot pet in the military. I know you can.
Lasers.
Exactly.
All guns shoot lasers.
Like there is no way if two people are in the same military squad, right? There's no way that one person can dress like this and the other person dresses like this.
Exactly.
There's no and again, I love GI Joe. I grew up with
it. So do I.
I like it a lot, but that doesn't mean that everything has its cultural moment in the sun, right? So like GI Joe, Real American Hero, it had its cultural moment in the sun. And I'm glad that Hasbro didn't get stupid and just keep putting out those weird Fortnite / Nerf versions of the figures. I'm glad that they're doing a 6-inch line properly now for the people that still love GI Joe. I wouldn't want to take that away from them.
Exactly.
But it's not a cultural touch point anymore. It is a retro look back. Whereas my whole point is that in a post 9/11 world where the majority of the population is far more knowledgeable about the military than these last few people who believe that the military fights Zartan on a daily basis. There's something far more relevant and far more culturally poignant right now about what Action Force is trying to do.
Yeah.
How much television footage did we see after Real American Hero had already long ended of Desert Storm and then the operations in Iraq and Afghanistan and all these things that have been going on in the Ukraine? Like, we are, because of television and cable news, we know what military operations look like far more than we did when we were kids. So there's something about recognizing that, and I think that's what Valaverse, I think that's what Bobby's managed to do, is say, if we're going to make action figures now about soldiers in the now, we can still have a story, we can still have a fiction, but let's apply it to what we know today, as lay people,
And I know the ones, if they watch this later on and they come back and they see us talking about, they're going to go, well, how, there's not really, swarm troopers in the military, and there's not really, those aren't real world bad guys that we're fighting and all that. And I know they're going to use that as their defense, but when it comes down to the actual troopers themselves and things like that, it's in my opinion, like you said, it's almost 100% accurate to today's, standard that they're wearing. And that's what I love about it. Because it's all unison. It's a uniform.
Yeah, it's a near future where some of that fantasy technology is based on what we know now. Like in the 1930s, they thought the future was going to be filled with Zeppelins, right? Well, in the now, with drones, the swarm are just using advanced drone technology for flight suits. Like, it's from where I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it and I'm going, oh, that's kind of like a forward-thinking look at drone technology and other things like that. so yeah, the villains and the near future aspect of it still need to be a little fantastical.
Right.
But G.I. Joe at the time, that first 13, they were very Vietnam grounded. Like, it was, by and large, barring Snake Eyes and Scarlet, the first 13 were pretty grounded. And then they got away from that very quickly with all kinds of stuff that they just, I don't know, they were snorting coke at Hasbro. I don't know. But this Action Force thing, the heroes and everything, they're far more it's far more credible, in my opinion, like for 2023. Like, it just is.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. 100%.
Yeah. I hate to break it to the people on the message boards. I get it. You lay awake at night still dreaming about it, but she's not gonna come, seduce you. She's not on the other side. You're not gonna have her in the POW camp, trying to get information out of her. There's nobody like this on the other side of the sandbags.
But if she did,
right. And again, like I said, it's not that there's not room for that fantasy element. Bobby's worked it in there,
Right.
It's just more of things have to evolve to reflect the times in a way, even if they're not set in the now. And now with that, I will shut the heck up.
Well, and I would say I would rather have Eclipse in the middle of the night come into my room personally. Can we all agree to that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, babe, if you're watching somewhere.
Except this new version of Eclipse. She might scare me if she comes in with the war paint on.
Yeah. Oh God, it's the Warpath version. I gotta get out.
Well, if you're gonna have someone like that come in, Michael, it should probably look more like this nowadays.
That new figure, I was, first of all, I was waiting to see if Bobby would offer a neutral face with that. But I guess he's committed now to trying to give certain characters permanent expression. But it does make me wonder if there's ever going to be a gear upgrade kit for this, where that gear upgrade kit comes with a neutral expression, because the other gear kits are coming with screaming expressions. So I don't know.
Does anyone get a Michelle Rodriguez kind of vibe with?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I thought that
when I saw it.
immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know it was supposed to be Danielle Kelly.
Yeah,
because the hair is very similar to what she had, but yeah, when he put this face sculpt on there, I got Michelle Rodriguez
Mm-hmm.
and a sense of family.
Yeah. Now all we have to do is get a few of those customized Dodge Chargers for our 6-inch figures, and we can get to Fast and the Furious all over again. Yeah,
That's it.
Get Articulated Ninja to whip up a few of those. So
Speaking of which, he says, "Yeah, I'd like to see her neutral face in the future as well."
mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a kid of the 80s and teenager of the 90s, so I'm used to most action figures having a fairly neutral expression, and then I impose my imagination onto it. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying
I'm
for a moment.
way.
What's that?
I'm the same way. Yeah. I prefer I like the head sculpts that are coming up.
Yeah.
To have an option there for display purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm much like you, where you're all like the G.I. Joe lineup, where they're all like, and they're like they're posing for the picture.
Yeah.
For the
I think what it boils down to for me is if you're gonna have a screaming head, right? I hope Bobby eventually works his way through the whole line and retrofits everybody with a screaming head, because I think that's what throws me off in action figure displays, is when you got 5 characters that are firing weapons that look pretty neutral, and there's this one person just going psycho off in the corner, just like ah. Whereas if you had everybody's adrenaline up in the shot, and everybody was kind of they had their energy up, then it would it would sit with me better. And I'm not saying that's what Bobby won't do. I mean, he's clearly working his way back through the line. So I'm very curious to see what he offers. This face sculpt is not bad at all.
No, not at all.
It's and I'm glad that he's foraying into those areas. I'm just going to be very curious and with anticipation to see what the eventual upgrade gear kit is for this character.
Ride or die.
Well, I guess because Karak came with the gritting face too. So I guess
Mhm.
if we see something with that with a more neutral with Karak like we saw in the Kickstarter original, that'll be a good indication if he's gonna.
Mhm. And yet that face, when you put that helmet on, that face is just like it pops. It's just kind of like whoa, because it's just behind that metal,
Maybe I'm wrong, but when he showed the Danielle Kelly figure, didn't she have 2 heads?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either, but
I can't remember either.
I have to
Yeah.
look back at
Someone in the chat will go find it, I'm sure.
Mhm. Yeah, it looks good. The beard and the sinister grin and everything behind that helmet. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's got kind of a Dr. Doom thing going on. Like it looks good.
Here, that's the button I was looking for. Oh, wrong one. How do I go back?
My hair
How do you
doesn't look bad
choose which
today.
one it is?
I missed out on the not on the early first series stuff. I missed out, so I'm still trying to pick those up, but I will just not pay those outrageous prices.
Well, fortunately, he's re-releasing them, so
Right. That's why I can't wait.
Yeah, you'll get the figures weren't they weren't fatally misengineered or anything the first time, but you'll get real peace of mind with the 1.5s.
Yep.
Yeah.
There it goes. Yeah, it really pops with the helmet on.
Yeah.
Oh, let's put him right there. All right, where are we? Hey, there we are.
But I'm glad he was able to salvage this figure.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
Yeah, it's
what was that, Embargo?
I'm just glad he was able to salvage, everything that he'd already done for the Danielle Kelly figure.
Right.
And that wasn't.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely cool.
Next, we had Kill Switch Upgrade Gear Pack. This one I got excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Just that, I mean, I love the head sculpt,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, I guess we're getting it with the weapons pack, but I thought it was pretty cool for her to have this in hand. So, yeah, I went ahead and bought another Kill Switch just to put all this gear on her.
Yeah, I really like that expression face on that one. It really, really works with that sculpt. However they did that sculpt and paint work and everything like that, that one's really a convincing screaming head for me. Yes. I made a big overt joke about the Duster screaming head in my second Action Force video because I thought that that sculpt plus his facial hair that they chose to put on his, I thought it looked just kind of like Old West bartender. And so I was like, am I ever gonna like a screaming head? But this one, especially in that promo photo from the first slide, I think it really works well. I think it really looks good.
I agree. I tried to shave off the facial hair off of Duster's figure, and so I'm trying to get to where I can detail it. It doesn't look too bad,
right?
But there's a couple of places on the like I accidentally nicked the tongue, so the skin of the color of the tongue. So I'd have to fix that and do a little sanding work. But then I had put it on the body of Series 1 Sergeant Slaughter, and when I went to pull it off, it broke. So now I got the ball stuck in the head.
Yep.
I got to drill that out, pull it out, so I can utilize that. But
hey, real quick, did Bobby mention, and correct me if I'm wrong, I might have been just imagining this or dreaming this, but are we going to be able to just buy the heads individually, or will we have to get them with like their accessory pack and all that? Did he say anything like you'd be able to just get the heads in general, or no?
I don't think he did, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I thought it was with the packs.
They will all be with the packs, right? Yeah. That's okay. I don't know why I thought that.
I don't think.
because you're able to have another outfit or look for that character with a different facial expression, much like the kill switches here.
Right.
So that, yeah. Go ahead, Michael. I'm sorry.
No. I was just gonna say I don't know how many different options Bobby is going to offer for giving you head. I don't know how many options she's gonna provide there.
The 12-year-old just laughed. Sorry.
No, I was dropping a humor grenade. I was seeing how long it would take.
It hit immediately.
Okay.
If you guys really thought that I was going to use that phrasing like it wasn't a thing, like,
hey, I've walked into sentences like that before and gone, oh crap.
No. I knew what I was doing on that one. So,
all right.
And I'm a bad person, and I'm going to the fiery place for it. But no, I haven't heard any. I've said this for years before there was even a Valaverse, is that I always wished Hasbro would have come out with, because Hasbro, for example, knows how many collectors there are of their vintage lines. So I've never understood why Hasbro didn't come out with parts packs for people who, like, for example, Beachhead's waist piece is notorious for breaking, right? It would be really cool of Hasbro to have done like a G.I. Joe 1986 parts replacement set officially, like right now. And then it comes with various rifles and various waist pieces and things that are all from the most easily broken or lost parts in the line, so that collectors could kind of put them back together. And so to your point, Neil, it's like a pack that was just like, alternate heads and arms, for the various characters of that wave, or something like that. That'd be a really neat thing to have.
Yeah. That's, I don't know. I must have dreamt it or something last night. But that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, I have Pandora upgrade gear pack. Yeah, what do y'all think about this?
This one's nice. The black and red just really pop.
All right, so I'm gonna be honest again. I wasn't really like, I know Ninja, like he gave it like a good review, and I'm not saying I'm not giving it a good review. To me it just didn't scream like, oh, I've got to get it. I've got to have it for my Pandora. I'm happy with what I have with my Pandora. Will I realistically get it? Yes, I probably will, because I'll put it on my second one, right? So, but it wasn't like, oh wow, that's amazing. And I'm not dissing Bobby or his stuff by any means, because I get it. There's collectors out there that are going to love it, they're going to want it, and they're going to get it. But for me personally, I was like, okay, it's cool, but it's not like I have to have it. But I'll probably get it.
Well, I think with this one, part of the issue is we don't have anyone else from Pandora's specific, her mob side. So if we get more figures to match her that have that black and red motif, then it's going to fit in a little better than with what we've got right now.
Right.
I just couldn't figure out where in the middle of the Civil War Pandora could find somebody to Cerakote all those parts red.
Right.
I mean, kudos to her for finding someone to color firearms.
She uses the blood of her victims.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just paints it with her finger.
What's your thought, Drew? What do you think?
I like it, but at the same time, I like the original look better.
Right.
It's a great alternative. I feel like this is her military outfit or whatever, and the other one is her casual go around the city and kill people.
That's a good way of looking at it. That's a neat way of looking at it. I do like the insignia, the devil design, like he was talking about. I think that's pretty cool.
It reminds me of a Transformer, like a faction.
Oh, it does. Now that you say it that way.
I don't hate it. I just it's like when Megatron makes a deal with the devil. Uh, let's see. And he added the bloody variant.
Mm-hmm.
My feeling on this is, okay, Bobby, you gotta let us get more than one, because now I need one in the pack that you signed, one to open looks like the normal, and now one with so I can replace the head for this head. So now I need 3, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get 3. No one else? No.
Sorry, I'm having to reply to a message real quick. My take on it. So I didn't get bloody Pandora. I didn't get her, and I'm thinking about now going back and getting her, and not just because of the head. I'm not saying that I don't like blood effects or anything like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm dating myself when I say this, but going back to the lines of what I grew up in the 80s, we didn't have blood effects on our figures really, right? And I'm sure you could agree with me on this, maybe Michael. I'm not trying to speak for you or anything, but we didn't have that stuff. So it wasn't like something where I was looking for a nostalgia factor or something and going, oh, I got to have that. And it's definitely not something for, oh, it's so modern new, I want that. I think it's awesome. I think it's cool. I get her backstory. But for me, it was just something like, yeah, it's cool, but I probably realistically probably won't get it. But it does. I'll give him credit. It looks good.
I see a hepatitis risk here, like acute hepatitis risk.
Right.
Also, the sculpt itself, while very effective, has spurred a number of comments from people I've seen saying, oh, she's doing the Miley Cyrus face. And then I take umbrage with that because Kylie Minogue did that first in 1994 and did it better. So, yeah, a lot of mixed feelings about this one. I do have the bloody variant. So now that he's done this in a very shrewd way, it's like if I don't have this extra add-on pack, I might feel like that bloody variant doesn't have all its stuff.
Makes sense.
But doesn't necessarily mean I'll jump down the rabbit hole. I'll say this much. This is going to sound weird. I like, much as it's a hepatitis risk, I like the bloody variant with this head. And I like the standard variant with the neutral head more. Right. So like if I was gonna have them on display, I'd display the bloody variant with this expression, and I'd display the standard variant neutral. I probably wouldn't do it the other way around. So
yeah, I think I would do that now too. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I think so too. That if I get her, that would probably, or get a couple of them, that's probably what I would end up doing.
Because once you have all that blood on your face and you're just kind of making a soulless expression, not soulless, but you know what I mean, neutral.
Yeah,
kind of like, oh, that's unsettling. Her eyes now follow me wherever I go in the toy room. So I'm going to give her an expression if she's splattered in gore.
I like Scott Hughes's answer. She probably does.
Yeah, I think my issue with this is that it's a variant in a box that you're not going to know whether you get it. At least with the bloody Pandora,
right?
Now you're making the choice to go and buy that figure. I mean, with this one, you could even though it's a 1 and 3, you can still buy 5 and not get the one you want. So then you're stuck with 5 gear packs when you might only want the one. So at least with the bloody Pandora figure, it gives you the option to buy that one separate than the non.
That is true. Like, I don't know that so much that I care about having that face without the blood. Like in this pack, like I'm hoping when I order it, because I'm going to order it, that I get the bloody one. I think I would be happy with it just that way. And then I could replace the head off of one and put that one on or something like that. I don't know. It works so much better with the blood on the face.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, she just looks like she just got done eating it. Chick-fil-A or something. You know?
That's some really undercooked Chick-fil-A.
Salmonella.
Yeah.
She got stuck in her teeth. All right. Next up, fan favorite, Eclipse Upgrade Gear Pack.
Yes.
This is pretty cool. Makes me have to buy another Eclipse, which I did. The first night when Articulated Ninja was on, I went ahead and bought all three of them. As soon as he mentioned he got to this one, I was like, yep, I'm going to go ahead and buy this. And then he said, running low on Eclipse. I said, oh, God, thank God I just bought that.
Right.
I stuck with 2. I have 2, and that's going to be it for me. So, yeah. Because I need Warpath Eclipse, so there's already going to be a third one in the house somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I did I used the alternate head and created, where'd she go? She was here, there. Did she fall? Oh, she blends in so well.
Mm-hmm.
I used the head to create a new Pandora.
Uh-huh.
Let me remove this. Move me back up here because I don't know how to do it the other way. I swear I can't do this right. I'm new at this, so there we go. So I created a different style
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's good.
Pandora.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very
with her.
nice.
Just using bits and pieces. I took the 2 female special ops troops, the top body and the green, and created a
Nice.
new version. Go back to this. So we're on agreement. This is awesome.
Yeah, I like the reuse of the Pandora vest just to give it, just to break it up and make, so if you swap that out, it's gonna stand out a little more.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm it's definitely a buy. I don't mind her screaming head. I don't mind it, but I really like her standard face, if you will. But I really, really love the veil. I can't remember who the creator was, or the content creator was, who shot the picture of the toy photograph guy of her running down. It looks like she's in the desert, running down some dirt in between some pillars. I don't know. Did you all see that on Instagram?
Oh, yeah. The picture was amazing.
That's an amazing shot, right? So I really like that setup, and that's how I kind of have mine posed right now, or not in that running part, but that setup of hers. So,
Later, Articulated Ninja. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
yes, man. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it.
All right. So next up, I brought up the tease from the Instagram page from a while back. Looking at the tattoo, we were all wondering, is this a new character, or where does this? Not knowing that it was Warpath.
Man,
Yeah, so the screaming head does this one.
this is why I really want to go to Joe
Yeah.
Fest.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's a killer figure, and that's no pun. It's just a really, really good looking figure.
Very well done.
I do, once again, I freely admit, I like the Warpath neutral expression a bit more, just because that's my preference in displaying figures. But that takes nothing away from, I'm not saying the sculpt is bad or anything like that. The sculpt is stellar. I'm just, my preferences tend to lean toward, Luke Skywalker and Han Solo that are just made with lines on their faces. So,
right.
Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. I mean, obviously, that's when you're posing her in a sense, right? If you're gonna, I mean, that's an all day. She's killing her, her victim or whatever.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's
She's coming in
3
with that
figures
style.
right there. If you bought this 3 times, you got 3 different assortments here.
Yeah.
That you could do. It's very cool.
I just hear the cash register in my head. Ching, ching. you know, or the credit
I know.
card dealer.
I usually buy all of it one time, and if there's after about a month, if there's still stock, I'll add another one or something to the register and buy it. You know, got to budget this stuff because otherwise you just kill yourself.
Right.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
I love that painting. Whoever he was talking about that did that painting,
Yeah.
very well done.
Yeah, I'm curious
So,
for the box.
I
art on
I
this.
apologize. I have to bounce. I have to finish this video and also do some other stuff. So sorry to bounce out early, but thanks for
No,
inviting
you're
me.
good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for
No,
being
appreciate
here.
it. Nice meeting you, Michael.
Nice meeting you.
I'm excited for the video.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, for sure.
It's all about a man and his monkey. All right, I'll see you guys soon.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye. All right. Now it's just us. Awesome.
Yeah, I think the packaging for this one's gonna look sharp.
It really is. But I mean, he's gonna make us tear our packaging up for these points tonight.
But you know what I'm out of all the screaming female heads, right, so far? Me personally, and I'm not just saying this, I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. That's not what this is, because you know everybody's in love with Eclipse, but I think I like that screaming head the best out of all of them. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Or is Kill Switch probably number one in your opinion?
Um,
For females, just the females.
I'm not sure. I think the screaming face with this figure is
yeah.
like if I'm able to get two somehow, one to keep in the box, one to open, she's gonna have the screaming head. I think on this one,
Yeah.
just like having.
See, I'm loving that neutral head more than any other, but
total rage mode.
the screaming head definitely, when you look at it on the figure, just adds to it. Especially if you make her in like a crouching running position, it's gonna look like she's coming at you. Like that's
I even envisioned, like I can envision her like coming down with that sigh, you know, like over the head, down on top of her.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
what I saw.
Yeah, that definitely is.
It's cool.
All right. Then they talked about the trade paperbacks. So now, do y'all have all the comics, or is this trade back something y'all would be interested in?
I've never really been a big comic guy, and I'm probably going to get a lot of people are like, what? If you notice, I don't have a lot of superhero stuff in my collection. I do have a certain, few superheroes that I'm into and stuff, but I've never been a really big comic guy. But when I saw him making the comic alongside the toys, I was like, you know what? I'm willing to give it a chance, right? I'm willing to try and give comics a chance. And I started reading them, and I'm actually, quite fascinated with it. And I want to get the book. I've actually got it in my Amazon cart, right? I'm going to purchase it here shortly, but I don't think I'll get every single one of them. Like I said, I'm just not a big comic guy, but I don't know. What about you guys?
I have all the issues and all the variant covers. But then when he said, he's like, oh, well, maybe I'm going to throw in some sketches and some other stuff you haven't seen. I'm like, well, I guess I got to get the trade paperback now, too.
Right.
That's what you got to do with trade paperbacks. You want to get for the people that missed out, but you also want it to sell it to the people who already bought it all. And now you're giving them something a little extra.
Yeah.
So they don't feel like they're just buying the same thing over again. That artwork alone looks pretty awesome. I might get it just for the cover. So anyway, we'll move on.
Yep,
all right, next day
for the people who don't have all the issues.
Right. Yeah, I've been lucky. I've been around since the Kickstarter, so I buy them as soon as he releases them. So, all right, next day, ironically, the stream Michael was on at Retro Blasting, not Embargo. So he did that just when we come to his day. Which, if you want to know his opinion on this stuff, just go back and watch Valafair's channel, and you can see Retro Blasting on there talking about these. But first reissue coming out is the Bone Collector. Did any of y'all
Yes.
miss out on this one?
Yes, I did. I did. I didn't know about Action Force probably till well, let me take this back. I've known about Action Force and Action Man going back to my childhood days. I didn't know Bobby was doing it, you know, the way he was doing it and obtaining the IP. So when I got into realizing he was making this line or revamping the line, it was a little late for me, right? It was probably right around, probably close to September 20, maybe October 2020 and all that. So whatever pre-orders were still out there, I was on the fence with it. I didn't know. And then when I finally pulled the trigger and, you know, tried to get them, I was too late. And so I was playing, the eBay circuit and the Facebook circuit. So when they would come out, was anybody else, gonna, sell them and whatnot. But anyways, I missed them. The only one I got are obviously like the Swarm and Steel Brigade, the reissue. But definitely, I'm gonna need to
Great
pick
reissue.
them up.
Yeah,
So I got everything. I didn't back the Kickstarter, but when the first in stock sale went up on Valaverse, I probably dropped like $700 and just picked up all of the Series 1 stuff. But
Oh wow.
of course, he has got to make some changes to these figures. Now it's not the exact same figure, so I'm gonna have to pick up at least one reissue.
yeah, I got them all, but yeah, I'll have to buy them again. Plus, especially since that first wave has all the issues with plastic and stuff.
Mhm.
Like I said earlier, I had done some kit bashing with Sergeant Slaughter bodies, but so I had that Sergeant Slaughter body I put Duster's head on. It broke. The plastic broke. So I worry about that with the first series.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably going to buy these for that reason alone, just to have
maybe retire my Series 1.
Mm-hmm.
But
right.
just
They
to
may
make
go
sure
back
they
in the
don't
box
break.
or something. And then you got Carrick.
Yeah.
Did y'all miss out on him?
Yep. I missed out on him.
What about you, Embargo?
I didn't, but I actually like this reissue with the white T-shirt and the darker helmet better than the one that I've got.
Yeah.
Now. I think it.
Yeah, gray shirt on the original. Plus, I think he said that the logo on the back
switched.
Yeah, the logo is going to be like on his arm now as a tattoo or something. I think.
I think it's
okay.
there on his left.
Oh no, he's going to put it on the. Oh, I got you. Yeah, I remember that now. ADD'd for a minute. Sorry.
Yep.
And then Condor.
Really looking forward to getting him.
Yeah, he looks good. There's not much different to him that I can tell. Yeah.
I just need him, let alone I got a couple kit bashes that I've been putting together that I need his vest for, and I wasn't gonna pay the eBay prices for some vests, so they can get these reissues retail and use the vests on them. So
I got you. Okay.
I'm
Very
kind of
cool.
putting together. I'm gonna probably try to get the Action Force logo off the breast. I've got a couple like British Special Forces figures that I'm putting trying to create from the pre-Action Force days. So I
Gotcha.
can use this vest. I've got a couple that's got Desert Rat's vest on them, but just trying to get some variety.
That's cool.
Speaking of Desert Rat, we got the Desert Warfare Republic Guard coming out.
Yeah.
Talked about the female body earlier. So it's pretty awesome to have this. Here's a picture they showed next to Desert Rat. I know Tony's excited because I know he's trying to make his old squad for real, utilizing the body. So now he has another body to work with. So that's going to be cool.
Yeah. Very stoked. Very, very excited.
Yeah, this is a good figure. He's going to look great with some of the other gear packs that we already have too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about that. You know, the old gear packs, if they come back around, I may have to buy some more and just
I
mix
might be
them
hoarding
out.
a couple. Might be hoarding some Delta and Spec Op gear packs
Mhm.
for the future.
But this looks really good too. The Desert Gear Pack with it.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll definitely be buying a couple of these.
Yep.
I like to have if I do soldiers, I prefer to have two of a kind. So if I have either 2 or 4 or 6 or something, you know,
Mhm.
it got to be in twos. So
Definitely.
so I'll probably get like 2 female and 2 male, and then with the different heads, I can do 1 black, 1 white, and on both of them,
Mhm.
and utilize both heads because it'll be like one figure each.
Right.
That's the way my mind works. I have to be careful sometimes because I'm like, okay, well, I got 2 heads in the pack, so that means I got to have 2 figures. So I got to buy it again. Now I got extra heads.
Yeah,
Right.
then they got the different ear protections. So you're like, well, I need to have one with the mic, and I need to have one with just the shell. Yeah, my troop builders have kind of gotten out of control. I'm looking at my shelf right now. I think I've got 10 Delta Troopers in different variants.
Yeah.
I know. I was looking at my swarm, and I'm like, well, the swarm's gotten pretty big, and I know he's going to release more, but I want more. Like if I could get a couple more wasp raiders, I got 2 of them, but I would love some more.
Yeah, I've only got 2 of the Wasp Raiders too.
And I went ahead and put this figure here, especially since you were talking about what you were talking about earlier, and wait, Tony was talking about the mixing them up. It just seemed to fit right here with
Mhm.
that. So not necessarily going in order of reveals, but kind of matching them up. I really like this.
Yes.
Again,
Yeah.
it for customs and as a backstory character. I really like that.
Mhm.
It would be cool to see what they were all like pre the fall of America.
Right.
Well, now the issue is if you look at the comic issue that he's based off, Tony and that's got a beard and hair. We got to get another desert rat.
Right.
I know, and if it's supposed to be now, it's got to have he's got to have that shaved bald head now.
But no, this figure is one of my favorites of the weekend so far.
Yeah, I like this too.
Yep.
Picking it up, Neil?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool. And getting into the heads, here's the Condor Screaming Head.
Yeah.
Concept art. I like it. I don't know if I would do that. I may do it with this figure. Well, it does come with that figure. So, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd probably, because I don't want the same figure twice with the different head.
Right.
I would want it, in a different outfit altogether. So then we got Trigger. Now this is what we were talking about at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Which, good Lord, it's already an hour and a half in. Wow. And
It's a good thing this is the before day 3 show.
yeah.
Holding that micro. I can just see it. It's gonna be pretty badass.
What was it? The BGM is what Scott called it.
Yeah, something micro. I was always under the impression it was. I guess maybe for short they're just called miniguns. I don't know.
I just thought they were Gatling guns. I didn't.
It's cool. It was definitely cool.
It is pretty awesome. And this figure, with the hat turner on the glasses. I wish the glasses were removable because I would love to put those glasses on some other figures,
Mm-hmm.
like the Sergeant Slaughter ones, because that's what I did with my blowback. Isn't that his name? Blowback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got the gold glasses on him,
On him.
and it looks really good. But I would love to put some of these sunglasses on. Up, Scott Hughes with the correction. Micro minigun is usually bigger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a difference between micro and mini. That's what she said. Sorry. All right. Then we get a new head sculpt for a character. It sounds like he's got an idea of who this character is going to be. He
Yep.
just hasn't put him together yet with what his outfit's going to look like. But it looks like it sounded like he has the backstory for this guy, and it looks pretty
It
awesome.
sounded like he said this character is going to be a big part in the movie. Is what I thought he said.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all thought this, and I was watching the chat when Buddha came up, right? I was watching it because you could tell like who's immediately, you know, chiming in and stuff and who's throwing those comments. And I noticed for a split second, it kind of stopped. And I think people were taking it in, right? They're taking it in, they're looking at it going, okay, there's not really much going on there in his head or his face. But for me personally, I don't know why, and I don't want people to think that I'm comparing Action Force to classifieds, but I immediately went like with kind of like a Footloose, right? Kind of not his backstory, but that's what I thought, something like that. And maybe that's just because of, I don't know. You know.
I think this is going to be your martial artist. He's saying no ninjas, but
Not ninja, but he said read between the lines.
Right.
He's a Krav Maga or
Could be.
Wing Chun or
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna have some martial art in it, and naturally, I mean that's a part of it. He said he's Japanese, so there's that culture there that has that. You know, it.
He's gotta hit it, and I don't want to say like he's hit it out of the ballpark, but I think he's got to hit it right on the head of the nail, right? He's got to get it right out the chute, because you don't want to have to go back and try and rewrite it or scrap it or anything like that. So I'm definitely excited.
I'm looking at this guy's like he's a John Wick. He's a John Wick. He's going to be able to just annihilate you with the guns, but when he gets in close, he will whoop your ass.
Okay. So then we're on the same page, and that's what I was kind of thinking. Outside of what I made the comment, like a Footloose type kind of guy from G.I. Joe, he's got to hit it right on the head, I think, because like I said, when I saw it, I had to take a split second and go, okay, what do I think he's going to do with this, right? And you know, you're playing it through your mind, and then I also came up to the conclusion, okay, well, if it's not G.I. Joe, he's going to be kind of something like somebody in John Wick. Maybe not John Wick himself, maybe one of those, you know, assassins that was coming after him, something like that, but really, really badass. You know what I mean? So,
well, when I say he's like John Wick, I mean not wearing a suit, kind of
right.
after. I'm saying his ability will be like his training is going to be very John Wick style.
Right.
Where,
exactly.
You know, he's very to the point with his skills and like up close, he's able to fight and I just feel like that's a character, and that face sculpt is dead on perfect.
Yes. That's why I was like, ooh, this is going to another level now, right? You know, in my mind, what I'm thinking when it comes down to his backstory, maybe how he's going to be played into it, I was like, this is pretty cool. This is neat.
If he did another face figure of this, instead of a yelling one, I would love one just like this with one of the lips turned up into a smirk, almost like
Oh yeah,
just lift it up, just like
like I'm about ready to just whoop your ass.
like
Yeah, like
I
you
know
walked
something
into
you
the bar
don't,
with
and,
the wrong
and
guy.
it amuses me.
Yeah. What about you, M. Vargo? What do you think?
So
We got Bobby in the chat. He's too head sculpted.
Oh shit! Sorry, everything.
Enjoy my
Rewind,
joy,
rewind.
Bobby. I love this head sculpt.
So
No,
initially,
it's.
I read into it.
I'm
a little
intrigued to
different.
know.
Yeah. So when I saw the name Buddha, for some reason, initially it came across to me like he was some sort of medic at first. That's what I went for. But as I thought about it more, I was like, I kind of came to the conclusion that you guys did a little more.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it'd be pretty awesome. All right. Next we have Atlas. I think from what Bobby said, he's still working on what this guy's gonna be. The head sculpt looks awesome. Not trash, awesome.
Yes,
on
and
Deadliest
hey,
Catch.
Bobby, or I know Ninja's not here anymore, and I'm taking this from him, right? I'm going to paraphrase him here for a second. I don't know why, man, but when I saw that head reveal on Atlas, I immediately thought in my mind he's going to be the sleeper in this next section of guys coming out. I don't know why. I just thought so. I don't know why. It hit me that way. So I think where I'm leaning towards, where I hope he goes, I'm thinking this is going to be pretty badass.
I'll tell you what I saw when I saw this head sculpt pop up. My first thought was the brother of Chris Pratt and the Terminal List.
Okay.
Have y'all seen that show?
Bits and pieces.
Like I have watched. I think I still have one episode left, but I cannot remember the actor's name. He played Gambit in the Wolverine Origins movie.
Okay.
But he just he doesn't exactly look like this.
Kitsch or whatever his name is, something like that.
Yes, I think that's right. What's up, Wilhelm?
Hey, Wilhelm,
Yeah,
how you doing, sir?
I figured it out, Wilhelm. I didn't need to message you. But yeah, that character is just very supportive, very kind of laid back, but very talented and able to assist where needed. He's kind of the quiet one.
Yeah, and that's okay. So that's where my mind went. My mind went as I don't see him overly. He's not going to be overly talkative, right? He's systematically planning and getting stuff together inside his head and his thought process. But when looked at and called upon, hey, I need you to handle this. It's just like a quick nod, and he's going to go take care of business. You know what I mean? That's just kind of that's just what I got from it. But I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong.
Now the 13th Prince, could Atlas be the big bruiser that he's possibly? I mean, he could definitely, that head sculpt could go on the big one, but I thought, and Bobby, if you're still here, you could correct me, but I thought Bobby said that Atlas would have the main body, if I wasn't mistaken.
Right.
I
think so. Bobby's just probably sitting back in his chair laughing right now of all of our speculations.
Yeah.
Hey, it's my head canon.
Yeah.
I know. That's right.
See, I actually thought when I saw this, I thought, oh, this is the bigger buck, the guy that we're getting. But just with a name like Atlas, that just seems like a big. But
oh, Bobby says, "Got to run, guys. Don't forget to check out the show tonight. Crazy stuff coming." Yeah, and Bobby might want to rewatch this at the very end because I got your PowerCon reveal thank you for allowing me to show it tonight. So I'll be showing that at the end of the show.
Wait, so why didn't we put that in the title? We would have had like 5,000 viewers.
Oh,
Right?
Because I'm not a clickbaiter. But later, Bobby, I'll be.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this character and his story.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, this show tonight's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Sidewinder. Now it sounds like he does have a backstory for this guy, which makes me think that this is his body.
Oh,
I think that this will be this guy. I could be wrong, but he did show this a while back.
Yeah, he did.
I'm looking. I'm like, maybe that's just no head sculpt, and it's just kind of a dark head or something. I don't know, but it could be.
Or is that Atlas's body?
It could be both. I mean, but I swear and Wilhelm said that he did say that about the Atlas's body would be on a normal buck. So
see, I thought when he said like, oh, he's gonna be super skinny because I thought they were making like, because he got, you see sometimes drug users got those beanies on in the corner. I thought it was a joke, but I might have misinterpreted it too.
I don't think he's gonna be skinny. I think he's just gonna be he's just not gonna be really big.
Fun, like
but this guy, I could see being a Danny Trejo kind of guy.
Yeah.
Very muscular, built. I mean, he got recruited into the was it New Colonia, and then left them after he found out what they were like. Yeah. I'm thinking this is his body, but again, speculation.
Could be. I'll tell you right now, though. I thought when I saw the face sculpt reveal, I actually thought we were getting another African American figure. An actual figure like that. And then I don't know. I saw blonde hair for some reason, like blonde colored hair. I don't know if that's because that sculpt looks a little blonde on top there. But I mean, when he came out and said he's Hispanic. Huh? What's that?
It could be dyed blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could see.
When he said he was Hispanic, I was like, oh, okay. This is kind of cool. This is an interesting story.
I love the head roll on the back there on the side view.
Hey, go back to the body. Go back to the backside. Yeah. Could be, man. Could be. Or again, I don't know, man. I was thinking Atlas when I remember seeing that body. I was like, oh, that Atlas.
I mean, Atlas would, because again, I thought so.
But he looks a little darker. That skin tone there looks darker.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just obviously it's what I'm seeing in my eyes.
That's compared to the shirt. So
yeah.
Excuse me. But he did say that the Atlas story is yet to be written, so anything can happen. That is true.
That's true.
I mean, if he's coming out with that big buck, we might see 2 or 3 figures. I mean,
yeah.
True. But
the Bruiser's wave.
I mean, with a name like Atlas, you would think this would be the body.
Yeah.
But it could be. I think it's this guy instead of this one, but it could work on both.
Yeah. Either way, I think we could probably all agree. Yeah, we don't have the storyline for Atlas, but with so I want his backstory. I think that's an interesting, direction, a different perspective, right?
Right.
Because I'm not going to say it hits close to home for us because we know it's fiction, all that, but it's south of the border here, so it's fairly close to the United States. It's more realistic.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Wilhelm says someone said Atlas could refer to a Pathfinder survivalist tracker type as well. Yeah, that goes back to the Terminalist, the brother played by Kitch. Because I mean, he's that's kind of his thing too, where he finds people.
Right.
Yeah, he could be like
So-
the outback of the
Right.
Nature Force.
I could definitely see that. Okay, next was a female reveal of Lieutenant Yen. I don't know how to say it. I can't
Is
remember.
it Win? Lieutenant Win? I think it's Win,
I'm not sure.
Nyn.
No, it's an H Y.
Or is it an H? Oh, Win
Yeah.
or Hune?
I
I don't know.
don't know. I have to go back and listen to the show again. So, the backstories and profiles for these characters is my favorite part of the line. I just love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
Me
get when
too.
people say that Action Force has no story. I mean, I think it's
Right.
It's
I don't think it
one of the
has-
best stories I've heard
other than-
recently.
other than the book, which I haven't read the book yet. I bought it, but I haven't had a chance to with everything in my life going on. Sitting down reading that, I just haven't been able to. But I think each character has a story,
Mhm.
but I don't think we don't know the story of why they are all together, what's going on, other than vague
Yep.
mentions in the comics of what's going on. So I think that's what people are talking about. No
Mm-hmm.
story.
But I think half the
Which
fun of
gets me
that is the
excited.
head
You-
canon you create.
Right. But if you also don't want to create this awesome story in your head,
Mhm.
and then Bobby creates a different story, and you're like, oh, that's not what I wanted him to be.
Yeah.
And then so you got to kind of take the nuggets until the story is finally told.
Right.
Each character gives you another piece to the puzzle.
And I know Bobby correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he kind of say like, this is going to be a badass character, right? Her character.
Mhm.
But I'm
I mean,
going to
you
tell
see
you
it
when
in
I
her
saw
face.
it, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just said, yeah, you could see it in her face. She's gonna be a badass character.
Oh yeah. But
She might get
for me
Pandora.
personally, I kind of went on the fence. With her, and I don't know if it's because of the name. Obviously, I don't know. But then the more I try to look into her soul right through these three heads that we're seeing, these faces. I can see the sinister in her, right? The evil. I could definitely see it in her. So, but I was kind of on the fence for the split, 10 seconds when I was first analyzing her.
Yeah,
I'm
so
just
I
glad
wonder-
to get some new characters as bad guys.
yeah,
Yes.
so did he
Right.
give a whole? I wasn't. I think I was feeding my dog when this part came up. But did he give much backstory to this character? Like,
I
background of her?
I
don't
think
think-
he just specified like we're in for a treat.
Okay.
I
He
think is
said
kind of
that
what he said. We're in for a treat on her.
she's like under Carrick, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
in
So
New
she's part of the
Colonia.
garrison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she'll be like one of his lieutenants, I think, or
Mm-hmm.
something like that, under him. So I think that's as much as he gave, though.
Okay.
I think the rest is he's still working on it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So next we got Snow Gearhead.
This is leading us. This is leading us right into one of the areas that I loved about G.I. Joe, and now that he's going this route is I love Arctic and water. Those are probably my two favorites. So when I saw this, I was like, yes, this is
See,
awesome.
The way I feel about Arctic is kind of the opposite of what I used to think of with the G.I. Joe characters that were Arctic.
Mhm.
Like G.I. Joe characters, like Job and stuff. I'm like, this is cool. I love this. What would he look like if it's not snowing?
Mm-hmm.
With this, I want to see what Condor would look like in snow gear, or Desert Rat in snow gear, and Eclipse in snow gear. Like, if they're going on a mission, they're going on a mission together.
Right.
You may not take every Action Force guy, but you're going to have some of your main guys.
I see it as, like you said, we'll see that at some point in the series, that Arctic series. But obviously, we're going to get, full face sculpt, and these will be like the alternative of them
Yep.
covered up, traveling at night through the snow or whatever the day, whatever they're doing. So I see this as a good little teaser, right? It's a good little teaser into what's coming down the line.
Well, and for me
Yeah.
being from, in Ohio where it snows, I love Arctic troopers, because you have the months that it snows, and then you could go outside and you've got, all these white Arctic troopers. And
Right.
so for me, this is something that's really exciting and, something that a lot of lines don't touch. And I think it opens up in the action force world a whole half of the United States that we haven't seen anything done in yet. I mean, pretty much everything's been focused, at least in the comics and, reading backstories, Tennessee and Texas and everything in the South. So,
And Vargo, did you say you're from the North?
Yeah, I'm in Ohio. So
Ohio, okay. So for us, like I grew up out west in California, and it took me like maybe 10, 15 minutes to get into our local mountains. And when it snowed during the winter times, that was a treat, right? That was like every year, that was the treat to go and, go up to the mountains or go to Big Bear or go to Mammoth, even though I've never been to Mammoth. But as a kid, I remember when we would go to the mountains, I would take my Arctic Joes, and it was, we were going to play in the snow and stuff, but I was playing with my Arctic Joes in the snow. So that's why I have a special place, I guess, for the Arctic stuff. Definitely the sea stuff as well.
People wonder why. I'm like, because I could play with him outside in the snow. He was fun to play with.
Yeah. Making tunnels and little caves and stuff.
One of my first figures was the Stalker version 2 and with the canoe and the snow gear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I got the I can't remember which one it is. It's the snow vehicle with the big tires on the back, and the guy has the skis that drives it. I got it back there, but
wind chill. What's that called?
Yes, wind chill. I can't remember the name of it, but
it's something weird like that.
Yeah, it's almost like it's skis on the front, but tires on the back, and so I used to love that stuff, and I didn't even. I mean, it rarely snowed in Georgia. Excuse me. And if it did, you had like a day to play, and then it all went away. We had a few days there. It was snowy, but
I like William's follow-up comment after that one. If you pull it up, that's awesome.
That's yeah,
because it's so true, right?
When I was a kid, I loved playing in snow whenever it would actually snow. Or when I went I'd go up to Ohio and see family. I'd go play every time I'd enter Ohio. It starts snowing, and it would be like a good 2 feet at least of snow, and I loved it. But now, no, I'm like, now honestly, I'm like now. I would prefer it to snow if it's going to be so cold. At least give me something to look at.
And now for me being down in Texas, right? We've had a couple. I've seen snow over the last, what are we going on now? Like 12, 15 years down here. I've seen plenty of snow days, not to where it gets too much, maybe like 6, 8 inches. And I know that's nothing like you get up there in Ohio, but I'd rather take snow days than over our ice days that we get down here. The last few years, our ice days. Yeah. I hate ice. I hate it. I was in a bad wreck last year coming home from work and ever since then I was like, screw this. I'm ready to get out of ice.
Yeah, I don't blame you. All right, we'll get out of ice and go to gas.
Yes.
The gas mask. So this is pretty cool.
I thought TIE fighter for a second. But it's cool, man. I'm looking forward to it, especially with the shield up or the goggles off. I mean, that looks pretty sick. Pretty sick.
Was that it? The Snowcat from Vargo?
I think the Snowcat was a little earlier.
Yeah,
Looks like
Snowcat was
85.
like 85. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. 84, 85, somewhere in there.
The Snowcat was the okay. No, the Snowcat was like the almost like truck tank thing that they turned into Tiger Force later.
Yeah, that's the one that
Yes.
came with Frostbite.
Yeah, I had that too. No, that's not the Snowcat.
Definitely
Yeah.
excited for this.
Yeah, this is gonna look great. I'm curious to see if it's how it's gonna come. If it's gonna come with like a gear pack or
Like with like
maybe
tear gas cans or a tear gas launcher.
yeah, like a
Yeah.
special like you know
Yeah.
it Riot Gear Pack 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to see
Definitely.
some like flamethrower guys.
Oh, maybe we'll see that tonight. Maybe we'll get a flamethrower.
Yeah, I don't think that anyone's following the Geneva Convention anymore.
No, not at all.
Okay, and last but not least, we have the ghillie suits. What do y'all think about these?
Oh yeah. Go ahead,
I wasn't
Embargo.
sure about when I first heard like a lot of people because I'm not a fan typically of like soft goods, but I think soft goods like this where it's like an exterior layer instead of just like a shirt and pants, I think really works well for the figure.
I agree.
Oh. Yeah, like pants and the shirt set up on it. Yeah, I could see that. That might have been a little bit here. So when I saw it, I immediately loved it. I've always liked the ghillie suit. I've always thought that concept of how we use it in warfare and whatnot. And I get hunters use it and all that for hunting, upland woodland style, but for the military aspect side of it and jungles and things, I've always digged it, especially, snipers using it. So when I saw it, I was like, all right, this is cool. I've been waiting for this. And then, I'm not going to lie, when Tony came back on with getting his internet back on, he really seemed kind of like a Debbie Downer for the first, like maybe 2 or 3 minutes. He's like, and then when they asked him about it, he's like, I felt like he was kind of nitpicking it apart, right? Oh, well, those elastic straps are going to go bad. And, it's really heavy. It's an extra 150 pounds. And I get that in real world. But I understand he was frustrated because of what he was dealing with. So it's no negativity towards you, Tony. But it's definitely cool. I dig it.
Yeah, I don't know how else you could do it though to make it work the way you want, unless you put some of the.
He could have done the big over the pullovers. I mean,
yeah,
but then you've got the figure. Really, at least with this, it still looks like it's in scale. If it was a shirt and pants, your shirt and pants then don't look.
Could be all bulky.
Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be. I mean, it's supposed to be bulky because that's what it's for, right there.
Right. That does justice right there. I think the stand up is cool to kind of see it flared out, but that definitely does it justice right there.
Yep.
I mean, that there is not the purpose. That just looks like a swamp monster. This is the whole purpose of the.
Right. I love how we see the left hand sneaking up. You know how a sniper would hold the rifle to hold it down. That's so cool.
It works so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had one other shot. Yeah, I don't want to get too far because I got the reveal of the other. But yeah, I mean, with that, I mean, it makes you. It works so well because it makes you look so much bigger and out of form of a human figure that you would blend into the background so well, just like snipers do.
Right.
So it looks perfect. And he says this isn't the figure they're going to use, but it works well.
Yeah.
I mean, full green. I mean, I could see a head with a camo face or something, or
like I'm really hoping maybe like a woodland camo type of troop builder with this.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I mean,
it'll wishes, but
I'm curious to see what it looks like. Maybe will he reveal it tonight? to go and like, hey, now you saw what the ghillie suit looks like. You're going to see it tonight, or is that something maybe he's going to save for Joe Fest? Or
I think we might wait to see the rest of it, but that's just me.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much of that revealed. I think tonight will be the new vehicle updates on the vehicle.
could be, yeah.
The maybe an Arctic Desert Storm or Desert Rat. That's. Let me get to these chats real quick, and then
Sure.
that was gonna be the next segment. Just speculating of what's gonna come for the people doing toy photography. These are going to be great. I foresee many. Can you find the figure in this pic post on Instagram? Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I think Tony's main concern is the degradation of the material in 10 or so years, especially those bindings that hold it to the figure.
So, I see what he's saying, the 13 prints. And you know how I figured how you can fix that right away. It's that adhesive, like fabric, like preserver stuff. It comes in a can. You just shake it up. You can get it at your hobby stores or something like that. I think if you hit it with that, and it doesn't. I mean, I would test a little spot first, but if you can hit it with it, I think that's going to help preserve it.
Well, and I think
If he hasn't integrated something already into the manufacturing to try and preserve it to begin with.
I think if you're not taking it on and off all the time, the elastic will just get used to the legs where it's at.
Right.
It should be okay as long as you don't try to take it off them later.
Right.
Yeah. Tony does have a lot of experience with vintage goods and elastics from his vintage action stuff, stuff. Yeah, that is true. I mean, he's and I know him and Bobby are talking about this, being as close as they are. That Bobby wants to make the best figure possible and the best gears possible. So he takes stuff like that to heart and is like, okay, well, let's see what else we got. See if there's another way. If not, this may be the way we have to go, because you also got the integrity of the figure itself that you got to put it on, and it's probably going to be a figure you put on and off.
Yeah.
So, you got to take that into account. Do you have to take the figure apart to do it, or can you just slide it on? Elastic makes it easier to slide on. So, if there's another material, I don't know if there's a peg thing that can go under the cloth with a plastic similar to the vest. I don't know, something like that, where the cloth itself hides it. I don't know. Just
or even something like a C-clip type setup, right? That's sewn or something to the fabric, and then you clip it around the wrist and then the ankle, and maybe something around the waist that doesn't take away from the figure itself. I don't know.
Right.
That might add a little bit more value to it because you're using now molded plastic for that.
Right.
I mean, we got to keep in mind, Bobby's the first person to ever do a ghillie suit. That no one's else.
That's true.
It yet, so.
And he's knocking it out of the park first shot.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, you can sculpt that to make it look real.
I could only see it going up from here, right? It could only get better.
Right. A little pat on the back for you, Neil.
Thank you, William.
But yeah, I gave two things I'm speculating that are going to be revealed tonight. What do y'all think will be revealed?
Well, we saw the Arctic balaclava, so fingers crossed for Arctic Steel Brigades now.
Ooh, yes.
I wasn't thinking an Arctic Steel Brigade, but that is pretty damn cool.
I mean, he's already got he showed that one during the repaint stream a couple months ago. He's already got a render done for it.
The reason I figured Desert Rat is because of that. Tony had made a point to show a picture of himself in Arctic gear. at one point and hoped that Bobby would one day do that. So if Bobby's venturing into that, it's a high possibility that we're going to get that version of Desert Rat. Personally, and I don't think that's all he's going to reveal. Maybe the buff body is tonight. Maybe that has nothing to do with those head sculpts. Maybe it's a whole new character he ain't even mentioned yet with that buff body.
Well, so
I don't know. What do you think?
Mentioned. So I guess he's kind of pretty much laid out what we're going to be seeing in the spring. These heads that he showed, I'm assuming are early 2024. I really don't think he's shown a whole lot of what we're going to see in the fall of this year yet. So maybe that's kind of what I'm thinking is maybe we'll see some fall items. Split that up between Joe Fest and now.
That's a good point.
More baddies. Yeah, I would love some more bad guys. I mean, it's great to have the Swarm figures, but more faces, more.
I'd love to see another Garrison type Garrison soldier,
right?
Like a heavy Garrison soldier or something.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Is Garrison the one with the knights?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we only have the one body with that one. He may do a white skin version because the other one is black skinned.
I actually painted one because I have 5 of them, so I just got some paint and threw it on the forearms a little bit just to break up my display a little bit. But
yeah,
if he makes one, it'll be a lot better than my paint job.
See, I got 2 of those because I figured he would come out with another one of those. So I'm assuming that'll probably be a reveal too.
As much as I've got my fingers crossed and my hopes up, I would love to see a water type C figure released because he hasn't hinted with anything with the last 2 days. I highly doubt that we'll see something like that. I would love it though. I think it would be awesome because I think there really is a lot of water. There's a lot of those water guys out there, those sea life guys. But I think realistically, I'm going to go with you guys on this. Hopefully we see something Arctic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I think we'll stick with the Arctic right now. And down the line, he'll probably add sea stuff that we'll be able to add to it. He's probably sticking to. We'll probably see a different Arctic versions of stuff, or like I said before, maybe an Arctic. Probably not. Maybe not Condor because he just did at Condor, but maybe an Arctic of maybe Sergeant Slaughter. Who knows?
Yeah,
or he might even decide to go a route and introduce whole new characters and say, "Hey, these are the guys that operate up north." You know, they check in. But
that's what Atlas is with the beanie on.
So we got Atlas with the beanie in the head. We got the Arctic mask. I agree with you. Maybe he's teasing us with, "Hey guys, we're gonna do some snow guys, right? We're gonna do some cool stuff here."
It could be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I have my top 5 guesses / wants for the new IP.
Oh, yes. We didn't talk about.
I would like to know what y'all think it is.
Those would be sweet.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. That would be very cool.
Yes. Yeah, I meant to bring that up too. Yes. I think little mini play sets would be cool to do.
And remember, they had talked on one of the episodes. What's hard about play sets is they're hard, right? They're hard to build. Yep. And do you want to do cardboard? It's chimsy. It could be flimsy and cheesy and stuff like that. But mini, right? If he does mini stuff, just little displays, not a full-on fortress yet, little mini stuff, that would be awesome. Definitely.
Well, that's why G.I. Joe had so much success when they had like Checkpoint Alpha and Watchtowers, because they were smaller and affordable. And but now since we're at a bigger scale,
Checkpoint Alpha would be a little expensive.
I mean,
fit.
but you can get like a little cover set for the woods, like a little bunker
Yep.
to behind, or some sandbag set up.
But doing like a headquarters in 6-inch scale, I mean, holy crap, that's going to have to be huge. You know what I mean? So if you go smaller,
Unless you could do like a build a quarter,
no, that's true.
just
Releases-
buy a little
releases
section
parts
of it.
every wave.
Yeah,
Section comes with a wall, a piece of the wall, and then you can set them up as little hide behinds, or you can put them together and create a
yeah,
headquarters.
that'd be funny.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go over my top 5, and then y'all give me your ideas also. Okay.
All right.
Okay. These aren't technically in order, but some of them are unlikely, but I put them on the list anyway. First being DC in 6-inch. Like he said, it's a big IP. I know, like foreign companies like SH Figure Arts and what's the Mayfix are doing 6-inch DC, but they're not. I feel like those companies have some kind of extra deal or something. But for the main toy companies, I feel like, or it seems like, there's different deals for different sizes. Like Diamond Select can only do this size of Marvel at this scale versus a Marvel Legends that Hasbro has. So no one can do a 6-inch Hasbro Marvel Legends. Well, you look at DC, Todd McFarlane's doing 7-inch pretty well, but he's sticking to a lot of the newer stuff and stylistic stuff. He is starting to add a few of the older things, which are looking cool and may get me back into buying some of them. But other than Mayfix, which is a high end, no one's doing a 6-inch DC anymore. So what if he were to get that license? He's always wanted to do it, and I think he would blow it out of the water. We got a celebrity in the house.
Hey! What's up, Laser
I
Pants?
know what the IP is, and Bobby wasn't exaggerating.
I think Bobby could do DC great. I just worry that he'd be a little too small. But I mean, because he's really just still a one-man operation. I feel like handling something like DC. I mean, you need.
There could be in that deal though, right? Embargo. There could be in that deal where maybe they're going to help, not necessarily guide, but give some assistance with the IP. Maybe it's not an all outright. He's outright buying it, but maybe there's some backing in there too. Could be.
Laser Pants. I'm going through my top 5, and then they were going to speculate what they think. Hopefully, you can stick around.
Don't tease us, Ryan. Don't freaking tease us.
Ryan, I have at the end of the show, I'm going to reveal the PowerCon exclusive Action Force figure. So stick around to the end. You may want this figure really badly. So Wilhelm says new franchise speculation: Conan, Megaforce, The Shadow, Pulp Heroes, Expendables. I love all those ideas, honestly. I
think somebody say the Expendables, and I thought that's a pretty cool idea. I mean, if you think about it, the director for the Action Force movie just directed Expendables 4.
I said the same thing. Expendables would be awesome if he would do them, but every time I bring it up, it's kind of like, eh. So Pulp Heroes he could do now if he wanted to. The Shadow, because those are public domain. Megaforce, I don't know much about Megaforce. Conan, I think that's public domain too. I mean, he couldn't do like the style that is done, but he could do a Conan.
Conan needs new justice in a sense, right?
Zoe with the win.
She won.
Finally
She
got
got
a
it.
potato action figure.
You got it. Okay, my number 2 would be 007. Problem here is the likeness rights and
Yeah.
cars would be a big deal, and that would be probably a lot of money for a 6-inch to get all the different types of cars. I know Michael would love the
Oh yeah.
Living Daylights car. I
Yeah.
would too, by the way. Number 3 would be Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raider franchise. I could see Bobby doing a Tomb Raider line of the different outfits, different
Who did the last Tomb Raider? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Drew. I apologize.
Playmates, wasn't it?
Was it Mayfex?
No, Playmate.
Oh, Playmate.
I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong about that. The last good ones. I mean, other than dolls, I'm not talking about like dolls or statues.
Yeah, yeah.
McFarlane probably did one at one time. Yeah, I think he would do a great Tomb Raider line. He would give you homage to classic and new. Number 2 on my list would be Dick Tracy. I if he were to do, he could do both original comic style, or if he got somehow talked to Warren Beatty and was able to do new Dick Tracy figures based off of the movie, and
That's going to be kind of
bring some
hard.
life back into Dick Tracy. That would be pretty awesome. He does know how to do badass ladies, right? That is so true.
Yep.
So he says, is there something you could like look up and see who owns the IP? That's too much work. We just speculate.
You could probably see who owns a patent, but since
He is a fan of all these too.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Sorry.
A patent, but not like probably who's, because he's sub-licensing it. So whoever owns it is still going to own it. He doesn't own it.
Dick Tracy would be cool, but I don't want to see it done. I don't want to see it done in the vintage, right? The kitty like stuff. I don't want to see it. I had a couple of Dick Tracy. I was starting to get a little bit older by that point when that movie came out. So, but I would love to see that updated, right? Because I'd love to see 6-inch gangster, 20 style.
Well,
30s.
see, I loved the movie when it came out, but I used to watch the black and white serials when I was younger because my grandpa had them taped. So I would watch those with him, and now I have a bunch of VHS of those. So I like that stuff too. And I would watch the little cartoons they had from the 50s. I'd watch those. So that, I don't know. I know he's a fan of the line. So, okay. And here's my number 1, Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
He's a huge Lord of the Rings fan. It has not been done in a good figure form yet.
It's a massive IP.
That's a massive IP.
Now, Laser Pants kind of poops on that idea because he says, I can't remember the last time this IP had, well, he does say cool action figures. It's going to blow your mind. So, it could still be that. So maybe, because they have those BMXN figures or whatever that are at Walmart now that just are horrible looking. And then there's another line of them that just look bad too. But the figures they had from
the Toy Biz ones.
Was it? Yeah, Toy Biz. I mean, they weren't bad, but they're not holding up well. And
Oh, they're super sticky. My older brother used to
Mhm.
have like that whole line.
yeah,
I remember they got sticky after like 3 years.
but just think if Bobby had a medieval line with Mystic and stuff. I mean, I could see him doing some cool stuff with that.
So
Yeah.
now here's the question: What would he be? Would they be based off the books, the new TV show, or the old movies?
I think he'd skip the TV show, hopefully, because no
Go
one would
straight.
buy.
Hopefully,
He'd
Well, we
probably
go
go.
back to the old Lord of the Rings cartoon. The cartoon.
Well, you could do an homage figure to that stuff. I mean, you
Yeah.
could definitely do like a paint up of that or whatnot.
Right.
But I mean, I think he would get the rights to the movies. I mean, they still sell. You got the Hobbit movies and the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still licensing that with games and stuff with their likenesses. So obviously, like Lucasfilm, they have the rights to their likenesses.
Right.
So I could see him doing an amazing job with that.
Oh yeah. I mean, just think of how much detail he puts into his guns, right? And his weapons now.
Mhm.
Look what he could do with the medieval stuff, right? The fairy
Yeah,
tale
the only
fantasy.
downside is his swords would literally be weapons.
Yeah.
They're so sharp.
They'd double as good envelope openers.
What's some ideas y'all think?
I'll let you go ahead, Embargo.
One of the few things that popped up to my head was, what was that playmate? Was it Exo Squad or Exo Force playmates that came out with?
There was Exo Squad.
Exo Squad,
and
was that what it was?
Yeah,
I just don't know if it's gonna be, if he wants to do something else military.
see, I avoided anything like that would be like no one knows what that is.
Yeah.
Like, so it wouldn't be that big. Like I don't know. It just one of those minute cartoons and stuff that people. Yeah, I just don't know if he would do that.
Yeah,
It would be cool.
it would be.
Um,
I mean, I think he's a fan of the toy lines, and I mean,
Like-
he's done anything with it since the '90s. But
True. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I think, and I it's probably such a far stretch because there's so much history with it of movie not gonna happen, probably never happen. And I saw it in the chat yesterday, and that was Mask. I think that would be so awesome if he got a hold of Mask.
It would be cool, but doesn't Hasbro own that?
Hasbro owns that.
Yeah.
Hasbro owns it and its vehicles. And not to say he hasn't said that he was sticking to 6-inch figures.
Right.
He never said that about the IP.
Right.
He said that about Action Force. He's 6 inches what sells, and that's
Right.
what he do. We're assuming that whatever he does is going to be in 6-inch form.
Right.
And if he did 6-inch Mask figures with vehicles, that's hard to collect.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. No,
that would
that's
be-
definitely hard. Definitely hard.
It would be hard
It was-
to sell in a mass quantity too.
But
I mean, if they
even
did it small,
even if he went back and let's first and foremost, let's give him credit if he can get it. If Hasbro doesn't just say, cut ties with them, right? And just say, there's just I'm not saying there's bad blood there, but there's just too much history there. He didn't obtain it. That if he stuck to the classic to pay homage to, because I'm sure he knows. He knows what's going on in the community, that those Mask fans want it. They would love to see it again. So on that side of it, I'm hopeful and wishful. I get it at the end of the day. It's probably not it. But I've always thought that it needs to come back. It could come back in 6-inch, and I would love to see Centurions. I would love to see that. But I don't think he.
Who owns the license to Centurions?
Hasbro
I don't
owns-
know. I think back in the day, was it Mattel?
I think it was Kenner. I thought Kenner owned it.
Or was it Kenner?
All the IPs that Kenner owned went to Hasbro, and all the IPs that Toy Biz owned went to Kenner or
Yeah.
went to Hasbro. That's the sucky part. Hasbro has all these great toy lines that they just let die out.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think when they were trying to do their shared universe. I mean, I remember they put like that toy box there. There was Visionaries, Mask.
Mhm.
I haven't heard anything about Centurion since they were out.
Yeah, I mean,
At least Mask and Visionaries and stuff have been mentioned. Maybe
doing that in 6 inches. Sorry, doing that in 6 inches isn't hard. You're just scaling those. You're just scaling down now, and I would think it's easier to scale down than scale. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Scaling up.
Yeah.
Maybe you got the Cops and Crooks license.
That'd be cool. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
No, he got the Police Academy line. That's what he got. Police Academy.
That would be awesome. My mind goes to something opposite of
what
Action Force, unrelated.
Yeah.
Because if he's got the license to do it, then he's going to have the backing to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so he's going to be able to do something big, which he'll probably hire on people to do that. What you were saying earlier with such a big license would be hard to do, like DC. I mean, crash test dummy. Oh.
Maybe he's gonna throw us all for a loop, and he picked up a girl's brand license.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Gem and the holograms are coming.
Strawberry shortcake. I don't know, man. There's some good lines out there. Now, granted,
Guys,
who has the IP? I don't know.
He bought the Bratz line.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Specifically for laser pants. He found the Bratz license.
That's why Ryan's gloating.
He's gonna rename it LP and his Bratz.
That's when you need to slide the intro in or the commercial.
In Bratz now.
You need to slide the car commercial in.
I don't have that. Light up the boulevard.
Lights, camera, action.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Well, any other speculations about tonight or the thing, the IP?
I kind of hope it's something retro, old, something that's been kind of just buried for years. And then, I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on what his IP is. And I'll hop onto that. I hope it's something old, right? I hope it's something that's been kind of dormant for years. It opened up and he got it. But then part of me also sees something like Lord of the Rings, something more modern, and he was fortunate to score. And I'd be like, oh, okay, man, this is awesome. Now he's moving into big time. Big time. So
could be Harry Potter.
Yeah, or maybe got sectars.
My son would be stoked if it was Harry Potter.
See, I mean, if looking at it from Bobby's perspective and based on what he's talked about in the past, he doesn't want to revive a dead brand. He wants something that's gonna appeal to people. Like he said one time, he doesn't want a dead brand. He wants something that is appealing still to people.
That's true.
Like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings is still, I mean, you got the Harry Potter lands still growing. I mean, they're building Epic Universe in Orlando, and they're building another Harry Potter land in that. So
Harry Potter
um,
hasn't had figures since the early 2000s when I think who was making them? Mattel at that point.
Was it
right.
Mattel?
I think
It
so.
was Mattel, or was it
So
Playmates?
I'm not sure.
No, I think you are
they
right.
had
I
'em,
think it was Mattel.
but I
I'm
think
not
those
sure.
stopped after the third or fourth movie. So
Yeah.
But he's he's gonna get something that's gonna sell if he's gonna do an IP.
yeah,
Um, so that's
40,
my
40
view is
40-page contract, right? What he showed us. I would have thought for a big IP, it would have been a lot thicker, right? Because it'd have all the legal mumble jumble inside there.
yeah.
So I'm not saying, I mean, I don't think we should discredit in any way, and I don't think we are discredit what he's obtaining. But I was surprised on a big IP like that, how small the contract would be, unless he took out the pages that he really needed.
right.
But I'm
Willem
excited,
Bobby
man.
does a great job of taking familiar and cool concepts from our youth and making them all new and interesting.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but this is an IP. He's going if he's gonna have that, he's gonna have to give a return on it to them, and they're gonna want their money.
cut.
Yeah. So
Their
it's
cut.
going to be something that sells, and trying to revive something like Silverhawks. Silverhawks will buy, but would your kids? Would they don't know what Silverhawks is.
Could it be Thundercats? Is he a Thundercats guy? Or someone who owns Thundercats?
Well, Super 7's doing Thundercats right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but they're doing them. Are they doing them in like just or are they all they're collectors versions of them? I mean,
Yeah.
is there room?
And they're
for-
expensive, aren't they?
I don't know. I mean, he said in one stream, Super 7 has the license to that. So, unless there's some kind of deal where multiple people can do the license, maybe
Well,
like
NECA does that
Ninja
with
Turtles.
Turtles. I mean, they have
Yeah.
a specific license, the sub license Turtles from Playmates.
Yeah. But Playmates owns the Turtles, don't they?
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
NECA stuff has to be
They
different.
kind of go, well, we're not going to make this. Y'all do that.
Yeah.
And give us money, and we'll do this. Although, side note, I do like their new articulated figures they've been putting out, even though like the Shredder and the Triceratop guy, I forgot his name.
You talking about the
Those-
ones that are like in Walmart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked those up. I thought they were cool. I didn't care much for the same movie body that doesn't look like the movie that they have in the trench coats. They don't look like any. I skipped those, but the ones that look like the cartoon, I did get because I'm so far behind on the NECA ones that I just forgot. Anyway, this is a Valafair stream.
Yep. Well, I think on the
We
plus
talk about that
side-
on another stream.
Yep. Plus side, so we've only got to wait about a month. Then we'll figure out what this new one is. This new
That's
IP
true.
is, so.
That's true.
So let's see. Bobby knows his stuff. That's why I think Toy Biz there's something 80s. It won't be movie stuff. Okay. And Willem says good point. So yeah. All right. Well, are y'all ready for the big reveal?
Ready.
Okay.
Been waiting.
So Bobby had on the stream with, I think, Retroblasting that he was going to be at PowerCon, which you said was right around the corner from you.
It's Columbus, so like 2 hours south from me.
2 hours. I got you. So, and he said there's possibly going to be an exclusive. So I talked to Bobby, and he said that I was allowed to show off the PowerCon exclusive Action Force figure. Y'all ready for it?
Drum roll.
The Masters of the Action Force Desert Rat.
Because I'm a Motu guy, I know you are. I'm picking it up.
That-
Can you blow that up?
I don't know how to do that in slides. Is there a way?
Shit. Does it not? It doesn't have a zoom feature. I can't remember. I don't have mine open.
do this.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. What which feed are you using?
It's a Valaverse. It's
Or which?
Uh-oh.
Oh, let me rephrase that. What feeder is Bobby using?
what's going on here then?
I knew Tony was hiding in the background. I knew he was.
Bobby said I could reveal it.
I knew he would hop in right when he needed to.
Yes. Let me remove this. Move me here. I did it again. I did it again. Hold on. I always forget I'm new to this. So here it is. And all its glory.
I love it.
The Desert Rat in all his glory. PowerCon exclusive. Thank you, Bobby, for letting me reveal this. It is the treasure.
Boy, I have the power. Oi, mate, I have the power. That's awesome, man.
Stones.
It's the new Desert Rat. Oh, hell, man.
Name hasn't been revealed yet, but I mean, it's Desert Rat, so
That's
it's just
right.
PowerCon exclusive.
Is it Key Rat or Desert Man?
Desert Man.
Desert Man.
Desert Man. I know.
Oh, man.
Bobby sculpted it. Bobby
Mm.
sculpted it at your last time you were here.
When you were napping.
When you were napping.
Can you get a close up of the head and the neck area real quick? Like bring it up closer. That's so funny. That's cool, man. Good job.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy like 10 of those.
That's awesome.
Well, that's all I have today. We've got the rest of the stream tonight with Tony on Valaverse.
Yes.
Talking about all the extra reveals. I'm hoping for a Arctic Desert Rat and some more baddies and the vehicle. I can't wait.
Yes.
Some update on the vehicle. Awesome.
Who was it in the chat that said maybe he'll release maybe the movie info? Who was that? Wilhelm that released that, or put that up there? I thought.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean that would actually be pretty cool if we get some movie detail
All we know so far is director. So
I can't find it if he did.
I think he did, but either way, I think it's going to be an outstanding show, and I'm sure he's saving the best for last with Tony. And again, I think I think you're right too. As a car, we might get some car update, some vehicle, because we know Tony's into the vehicles and stuff. So for this,
yeah, I'm
I
excited.
think we all are, but I know Tony's like partial to it. So
I'm just loving everything that has been revealed. I mean, it's when I first started backing this line, I was like, oh, cool. It's like a cool little action figure that could go with G.I. Joe, and it'd be cool. Now I'm like, G.I. Joe, nothing. This is Action Force.
That's what's
You
become
know?
the focus
Not
of my
cuss, but
collection.
I'm like, Action Force is above my G.I. Joe stuff, you know? it's what I love more right now. This is, and I mean, when you got soldiers with bodies like this, I mean, what can you?
That's right. The more and more, like as I pick up classifieds here and there, and I do my reviews on them, I'm not saying that I don't like it. I will always have a special heart, a place in my heart for GI Joe, but the more and more it keeps pushing me and leaning me towards Action Force, and it's just comes down to the quality, the accessoreys, the new backstory, and because it's new, right? Because it's an old IP, but it's new and revamped, and it's just leading me that way. And I hate to say it, but when I keep comparing the figures in weight value, obviously, Action Force holds them, they're just solid, man. They're a good figure. Like the review I did on Gung Ho today, I was really excited to do it. And then when I got him out and I really started playing with him, I was like, crap, man, he just feels junky, But I like him. He's cool, but he just feels junky. And I don't get that feeling with any of the Action Force stuff. So,
oh yeah. And one other thing added to that is the fact that Bobby himself has put himself out there. He's relatable. He updates you on what he's doing. He asks people's opinion. I mean, he took Articulated Ninja's ideas and ran with them.
Right.
He's he takes criticism if you're respectful. So he's you get to know him being on stream like he is, much the way you do with Tony and Michael and Ryan. You get to know them personally. They may not know you that well, but you get to know them.
Right.
Until one day you're able to get to know them.
Exactly.
And it just makes it more personal to collect a line of someone you feel a connection with. And it's connected with you on the right ways. I know some people have he rubs the wrong way, but they got their own issues to deal with, and they'll figure it out. And
with him is if somebody, if he posted a picture of, like, I've got Lieutenant Falcon here. If he posted this face sculpt and people didn't like it, he would change it. I mean, you don't have to worry about, getting these stinkers. I mean, or, loose joints in your figures that, Hasbro seems to push out every new wave.
Right.
Here's a good way and here's a good perspective, right? And excuse my French when I say it this way. There's a nostalgic collector, right? That's educated and well-rounded, right? They have a great sense of understanding and willing to accept all different points of views. Then you have the nostalgic asshole collector, which is going to be like, and I'll call it out right here and on your channel, and hopefully you don't mind, but that's going to be like, well, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be polite here. Junkman. Oh, wait, did I say that out loud? Anyways, guys like that, right? That just cannot allow the modern collecting to blend or mix with the old retro. And it's guys like that I just can't stand being around. And I know they refer to them as fanboys and all that, and they really are. But for me, I just can't
say it. Tony says, say it.
Say it. All right, Tony. It's Junkman. That guy can go take a flying leap off the hill in a rolling donut for all I care. I give two shits about that guy. I can't stand that fucking guy. I can't stand his. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that, Drew. I'm sorry on your channel. But anyways, that guy just fucking makes my skin crawl. It's guys like that make the community bad. And I don't get that feeling when I watch Bobby, I watch Tony, I watch Michael, all of the guys in there, the greats that are killing it with content and all that. I don't get that feeling. And I just don't understand why we have to have that divide in the community. But everybody's entitled to their own point of view, right?
It's jealousy.
I think it is.
It comes
I
down
think
to
it
jealousy.
is.
They see a community of people that really love this, and they love all aspects of it, and they're critical even of the things they love. And these guys over here, you've named one of many.
Exactly.
Want
I went for the top.
praise at the altar of stuff, and I'm like, I love that stuff too, but they have their weak points. You can
You can
speak
love
on them.
something
No,
and be
you
critical.
can't. No, you can't. And you're like,
Right.
and then you're like, okay, go away.
Yeah,
You're
dude,
annoying.
like you're not, I'm not saying they're uneducated or anything like that, but they're just because they're so damn closed-minded, they're at that level of where they've just suppressed themselves so low to not allow any more knowledge to come into their mind and take a different approach and view on a subject. And because you're willing to expand the universe, now you're the bad guy, right?
Mhm.
So it's like, you know what? You're not worth my time. You're not worth my time.
What were you gonna say, Embargo?
Sorry.
I think it's just backing up on that. It's just these people. I got the new Outback in today. It's a pretty good figure, but it bugs the shit out of me that his elbow is a different color plastic than the rest of his
No way.
arms, because it's just lazy on Hasbro's part. But I'm sure I'll get crucified for saying, oh, it's not a great that I like the figure, but it has its issues. I mean, it's
Right.
I still bought it. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
But how dare you buy it and also like Action Force? See, that's the shit that bothers me. It just pisses me off because I'll get that in messages on Instagram or Facebook to me privately. They're like, how can you say you're a GI Joe guy, but you would allow Action Force to infiltrate your collection? And I'm like,
Because
dude,
it's
I
my
don't even
money.
want to waste my breath on you.
It's
Right?
my
the
money.
same people that have told me that
It's
because
my money, exactly.
Yeah, well, those are the same
My-
people that have told me because I was born after a Real American Hero ended that I'm not allowed to like it because I wasn't born when it was a thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy we got Action Force. It's okay to
Oh.
be critical of Action Force, but
Yeah.
I mean, even the faults that it's had, Bobby addresses. He talks about. We had issues with Series 2. He addressed them, fixed the issue, let everyone know, and rectified it. We had an issue with I think something in the
Tony, that's right, man.
we had an issue with something with the joint
the
place, I
ankles,
think in the foot or something, or the ankles or
ankle
something
joint
with
there.
the Series 3. He's addressed it. He's fixed it.
Yeah, but they would have you think that it's every figure. I have at least probably
Oh, no,
12
yeah.
female figures so far, and I haven't had an issue.
I've had 4 breaks, 3 of which Bobby immediately rectified. One is, I told you earlier, the Sergeant Slaughter head, the neck piece broke off in the Duster head when I was customizing it. That's my fault. I'm not going to go message him for that. That was a Series 1 figure that I've had for a while, and I know that just happens. That's
I
going to
have
happen.
over 100 total figures in my collection. I've had one break, and it was my fault. It was a Riot Trooper in Series 1. I was trying to heat up and pop the torso, half the torso off, and I didn't heat it up well enough, and I snapped the peg. My fault. But every other figure I've had since then, 100 figures, fine.
Tony, spot on right there. Spot on.
Yep.
I've had 2 issues with the Action Force line. I got a knife that was broken. Took a picture, sent it to him. He had it shipped within a couple days. And then when I got my first Series 2, unfortunately, it wasn't his fault. It was the shipper, right, or the mail carrier, which was I think it was USPS. It looked like someone took my box and used it as a soccer ball, right? And it was just all beat to shit. And my cases inside, some of them were crushed. Took pictures, and he's like, I'll send, hey, if you just want the boxes, I'll send you some replacements. Send them free of charge, and they were empty. They weren't brand new figures. I just wanted nice boxes. So if I ever move someday, I can put my characters away in their original package and didn't have to worry about a damaged box. So no one, as far as I know, no one else does that, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, so when
I
I
have
the prototype set last summer, one of my slaughter figure didn't have the 1 of 100 sticker on it. Sent him a message. He just sent me the replacement sticker. Easy as that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I bought
that's
from Hasbro. I bought the figure stands, the flight stands. I bought quite a few of those because I do like the stands. One of the sets I bought was 2 of the 3 that came in the pack were broke. I messaged him. Never heard back. Messaged him again. Never heard back. Messaged him again. And after that, never heard from him. They just don't reply. The Galactus I bought, the point code didn't work. I reached out to him, said the code doesn't work. Can I get a new code? Will not reply.
Yeah, that happened to me with barbecue. When I was originally getting barbecue for the first time, I ordered it, through Hasbro online, and again, it never showed up. But I had the shipping, I had the tracking number, I had my receipt. Oh well, we don't see record of it. That was the only one-time email communication that I got. That was it. After that, it's like they blocked me or something, or sent my email to the spam folder or something, because I never heard from them again. So I just ended up, I was fortunate I got it in the store, at Target. But
yeah, or if you do get a hold of them, they make you, jump through an arm and a leg, like, well, where'd you buy it? I bought it from you. It's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. With Jeremy from, Authority Figure. He had that issue, and they were like, well, where'd you buy it from? He's like, I bought it from you guys.
Yeah. Here, you got to spill your own blood and sign on the dotted line and give us your firstborn in order to get a return. I mean, it's retarded. I mean, excuse me, no offense to people with a disability, but it's dumb. It's stupid. Yeah. That's not how you handle your customer.
Yeah, and you've got Bobby on the other hand, and then there's, people taking advantage of him on that end, which is, just as annoying sometimes. His open communication is almost a downside because people expect him to fix every little issue. Hey, my package is a day late. Why didn't you come hand deliver it to me? Right.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, that in itself creates a loyalty that that isn't, like, you're not the word thrown around, shill. You're not a shill because you're doing it because you like the person, not because they're gonna give you free stuff. That isn't.
Well, and I know I'm buying from somebody that I know, if I have an issue, is going to be proactive and make steps to right it and cares about his customer experience. So if that makes you a shill because you're buying from somebody that cares about his customers, then
I don't think everyone that loves Marvel Legends and just talks about what they love online is a shill. But when there's obvious problems and you're seeing them getting stuff way early for free, like, and doing interviews and they're still, then you start going, are you getting free stuff to
right? Pull up Wilhelm's comment real quick, if you don't mind, his last one. And he brings up a good point there, right? And where I want to make my comment on it is I hope we don't see, and I really, really, truly believe, I don't think if Bobby's going to grow, he's going to grow at his pace and on his terms. I don't want to see quality sacrificed for quantity at any point. And when I mean that I mean that also when it comes to the business aspect of it. I don't want to see him lose that. And I hope he really, really, truly, when he grows even further, that he really holds on to that control. And I don't think I really don't think he wants to ever turn into like a Hasbro. I think he would love to have the money like a Hasbro, but never turn into a company like
I think we'd
Hasbro.
all like to have the money like
I-
Hasbro.
I forgot. I guess I am a shill because Bobby did send me this to go off. So
That's it.
I
You
guess I am.
damn fanboy.
I'm a shill. Sorry. Preaching to the choir here, I guess. Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got for today. I'm excited about the new reveals tonight.
Yes.
Yep.
Tony, what you got in store for us? I'm excited. I know you know.
Can you give us a little sneak peek? Or shoot us a little sneak peek comment there, Tony?
This is
Oh
it.
yeah, that's right. Maybe we're gonna get his
Name
cat
drop.
that he's gonna ride in on. What's Tony's his wife's cat's name? Maybe we're gonna get one of those.
With his saddle.
It's gonna be his battle cat.
This is Battle Cat. Oh man, this was awesome. I thank y'all for an awesome first stream.
3 hours, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't
Maybe
expect
if
to
we
go that. I
would've
figured it
done
would
that
go
tonight.
maybe 2 hours, but
Woo.
it was
Yeah, 3 hours. It was a
this
good
is fun.
stream.
I had Michael come on from Retroblasting and had Articulated Ninja in the chat and Laser Pants, and now Tony from Analog Toys.
Yeah.
I feel like I've made it.
Hey, you've definitely made it, and
I got Neil from Yesterland Toys and M Vargo on my stream.
If we get some haters, we know we've made it.
That's right.
Yeah.
We just need
Someone say
the
something mean
Russian
to me.
sex chat bots, and then we'll be good.
Hey, but
Someone
on a
There
personal note, like from a creator aspect of it, when Michael hopped on today, man, that was like, and I don't want you to think I'm sucking up to him or anything. And I'm sure people, oh, he's just kissing his ass. No, that was to be able to be on a stream with him. That was a big accomplishment. And I understand where Tony comes from with, how he looks up to him. I look up to Tony and Michael that way. I hope I could only be as good as a creator like that. And I just don't have the time to put that effort into it. I would love to, but I can't. So to have those guys in here today, man, you fulfilled a dream that's been in the works probably since 2016 for me. So it was cool. Thank you, Drew, for bringing us all together here today.
Yep,
Appreciate
thanks
it.
for having me too,
It's
Drew.
awesome. It's my pleasure. Wish I hadn't missed the start, but Deseret needed to be. I don't know when you sleep, Tony. I mean, I know it's like 4 a.m. there right now or something. And you've probably been up 2 hours already.
Probably. I don't even know.
This man does not sleep.
Yeah. Him or Bobby.
Him or Bobby,
we had
yeah.
Bobby in here too earlier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bobby came in for a moment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He just crapped on all the reveals. He was just like, "Oh, this is trash."
He just wanted to make sure we weren't talking too much shit.
So yeah, I had a troll.
That's it. You did.
Bobby was my troll today.
Hey, and a shout out to all the guys in the chat, man. Everybody that popped in and said hello and commented and all that. Definitely.
I know there were more. The 13th Prince.
Yep, Scott was here earlier.
Scott had to leave. The Humble Batman Collector. Zoe.
Yep.
Laser Pants. And I know I'm missing somebody. I can't remember his name. Sorry, I want to say it now. Flint came through.
Yep.
So yeah, this was an awesome stream. It's been 3 hours. I think that's long enough to take up your days.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about 8 o'clock tonight on
I am
Valafair
too.
channel.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch it all. I've got an early morning, but I'm going to try and stay up as late as I can to make it. So I've got several meetings first thing in the morning. So
you're going to be under the covers watching it on your phone. I know.
I know, like a little kid.
Yeah,
like
Tony,
your
tell
wife's
Bobby
trying to
do
sleep.
all
You're
the
like,
first 5 minutes, and then we'll
I know.
do everything in the first 5 minutes, then talk about it for the rest of the stream.
tomorrow morning on my first conference call, I'll probably be like this. I'll have to have toothpicks in my damn eyes. So.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna let you go. This was fun. Thank y'all for an awesome first official stream.
Yep,
Yeah,
thanks for
man.
having me.
Anytime. Anytime.
More.
Yep.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Bye, guys.